Welcome back to the Nine Mountains, builders. We're going to continue on tonight. We last time got to key condensation and we're able to start exploring some new areas. We didn't get too far in. I think we're like one zone in. We have a ways to go. Just checking our calendar here. We have a couple months until Beast Wave, and then we have the Lubulin Festival. That should be the Celestial Festival, and it's the last one that we haven't actually read. So I'm really hopeful that we're not going to miss that. We can do it. Saying that out loud, what is our route at? Okay, at the festival, we'll be able to get enough fruit to get to 50, and we can actually win one of those competitions, which we have not managed to do yet. So that should be pretty interesting. Beyond that, we did not too much crafting last time. We just had a lot of work that we had to get done. We did some mine stuff. We did the breakthrough towards the end. All kinds of goodies here. So tonight's plan is just going to be to try to push the quest a little bit. I believe we are in, I just closed it, but yeah, we're already in late realm. We bought the pills to do our breakthroughs just because I wanted to kind of push through that. We already had so much mana saved up, or key saved up, that I didn't want to accidentally cap out or something. Also, since we've been here, there's been a rework of the garden, which I see has emptied my garden out. So I think we're going to have to run over there quick and just check that out and get that running. Let's do that. So 14 days. Oh, no, it is what it is. Okay, we will. What do you want to say? She keeps telling me she wants to say something, but I'm not seeing it. You find Aime deep in focused meditation, slowly moving through the flowing series of poses, keys surging around her as she does. At your approach, she pauses and opens her eyes, flashes you a smile. Xiaoqi, hi, what's up? Any advice for advancing? Just fight, and fight some more. Stronger foes, harder challenges. That's what will push you to the peak and beyond. If you want specific advice, I'd suggest you head to Shinhinda City. It's in the north, and that's where the strongest cultivators of our realm gather. If that's not your style, go talk to P-Lip. I'm sure he'll have a different perspective on what might suit you. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was her beginner dialogue. Did that get rid of it? No. I don't know why this is telling me she has something to say, but doesn't seem to. All right, we'll ignore that for now. Okay, new garden. Do you have anything to tell me about the new garden? You speak Huatong's name, and in a flash, they appear at your side. Good day, young sapling. What seems to be troubling you? Can you tell me more about growing crops? Of course, it is, after all, an important topic for a young cultivator such as yourself. Is this game on Steam? Yes, it is. It had Steam release a couple weeks ago now. In my opinion, I definitely think it is worth the pickup. The key thing to be aware of above all others is that the spirit herbs are filled with power that changes the soil they grow in significant ways. Many herbs are also temperamental, refusing to flourish in anything but the most specific conditions. Before you plant anything, take note of what condition the herb requires to grow and what it will emit. Very rarely you find you can plant nothing but the same herb. Instead, the most effective approach is to plant a variety that synergizes with one another. The specifics of discovering the right combinations for your needs, however, is an exercise for you. It would not aid your growth as a disciple if I just gave you the answers, would it? Now, go put what I said into practice and let your gardens bloom. Okay, I was kind of hoping we would get the tutorial for whatever the new one's going to be. Oh, good. This is your herb garden. Here you can grow spiritual herbs and support your cultivation. Okay, growing 90 days. Nothing's ready to harvest. Each square is a plot where you can plant a single crop. You start with a small garden but can expand it later. Click here to see what you can plant. Each crop shows two soil condition icons. The orange icon with a minus shows what condition this crop needs. The green icon with a plus shows what condition the crop produces. A crop can only grow if it's planted next to another crop that produces the condition it needs. For example, a crop requiring Vita must be adjacent to a crop producing Vita. To plant a crop, select it from the list and then click it to place it in an empty plot. If there's no adjacent crop producing the required condition, the crop cannot grow yet. You can filter the crop by realm. Higher realm crops are more valuable but require rarer conditions. Now check the devices tab. Devices can be placed on any plot just like a crop. When you hover over a device on the grid, it will show you the area of effect highlighted. Different devices provide different benefits. Some accelerate crop growth, others increase harvest yields. Harvesters automatically collect mature crops nearby and store them internally. Each device affects all 8 plots adjacent to it. Click the tooltip on each device to see what it does. Well, we have no devices available. This panel shows all mature crops ready to collect. The future harvest selection below shows crops still growing. Click this button to harvest anything all at once. Harvested crops are automatically replanted at 0 growth, so they begin growing again immediately. When you have enough resources, use this button to expand your garden. Each upgrade adds 1 row and 1 column of new plots. With practice and planning, even a modest garden can yield rare herbs needed for your path to immortality. All right, step 1, what do we need? Aetheryte essence, which is a key condensation thing. Pure dragon jade, also. And also. Okay, we'll keep our eyes out for those. Also, a lot of spirit stones. Okay, planting. So can I plant in all these areas? Let's see. So right now, we're doing lesser spirit grass into Shui bloom, but it's probably not what I actually want to grow. Okay, so we cost Vita. You produce Vita. Okay, so can let's get those off. Okay, so let's start with some soil. Can I put you here? No. Can I put you here? Yes. Is it 1-to-1 or do you produce enough for everybody? It looks like you produce enough for everybody. Okay, so it's more of a pattern thing here. Green Dragon says, any other cultivation games you would recommend? Depending on the style of game you like, sure. If you like action RPGs, Tale of Immortal is pretty good. I would say it's pretty top tier in that genre. If you like more of a story RPG with turn-based combat, Wandering Sword was excellent. I have a full playthrough of both of those on the channel if you want to check out those playlists and see if those are up your alley. Ascend from Nin Mountains is also pretty good. This is more of a RPG. Mostly your character, and then obviously there's other NPCs and stuff, but it's not like a party-based game as much as Wandering Sword was. Those would probably be my top 3s. Not quite as much of a cultivation game, but we've also been checking out Crown and Adventure, which is tangential. It's more of an open world. It's a little less on the cultivation side, although it does have some cultivation stuff in it. Okay, so this one is going to produce condensed Vita. So we need to find things that cost condensed. Vita. Cost Arum. Okay, here we go. This guy right here. So are you like the only thing that's going to do that? Okay, interesting. So for you, if we put one here, I guess I can already see what the pattern's going to be. We're going to have a weird spot. Okay, so if we do this, all right, then that is producing Arum, and then we can use Arum for these various things. We need more flash blooms because that's going to give us flares. We kind of need a little of everything, don't we? Okay, you 3 use Arum. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah. We'll do extra of the flash, I think. So we'll do this, and then we'll do this. So we get a little bit of everything, and then those produce Aetheryte. And we can either make the True Flame Orchids, or we can make Aetheryte Essence. I don't know how much of each we need, so we'll do like 2 and 2. Okay, that one doesn't like it up there. I'll have to see what's up with that. Okay, what did I mess up here? So you're using Arum. Oh, I see. You're producing something else. Who are you? You are this guy. Okay, weird. So, and you're producing Vita. So you're circling back to the beginning. Okay, let's change this up a little bit then. we'll do that. And that way I can produce one of these higher end things. There we go. Okay, I have literally no idea if this is good or bad, but that's the pattern that seems to work. We also don't have any auto collectors or anything in here. We don't have any device recipes. I don't know where I get those yet. Edit layout name, create new garden. Okay, so I can save the loadout. Very appreciated there. Okay, we have it planted. At 130 days, I'll have to come back and check this, I guess. Green Dragon says, I've recently been playing House of Legacy. Is set in around the same time as typical cultivation. Is more focused on, yep. Ironically enough, Green Dragon, I have a full playthrough of House of Legacy too. It was earlier in the early access. It's been a couple months since we finished that one. I'm really looking forward to going back and playing that when it hits 1.0 probably again. But I did go all the way to becoming Emperor in that one. I think it was about 10 streams or so. So pretty long playthrough on that. And yeah, very fun game. Loadout save was a good call. Yeah. Especially if I'm gonna have to fiddle with it once we get devices and whatnot. Like, what we just did was really, quote unquote, simple. But that was as simple as it gets because it's not doing any of the things at the moment. Okay, that's what I need to do here. Let's go back to traveling. Where are we at on our calendar? Oh, man. I don't love that. I don't love we had to spend that time coming back. Because I'm going to immediately turn around and go there. I guess on the way, let's stop at the sect. And let's heal up, because we're not at full. As a familiar voice calls out to you as you are walking. You turn and find P-Lip heading towards you, a smile, and giving you a wave. Hey, there's your key. Got a moment? I've been trying to study how key flows when crafting Talisman Blank 2. Sure. I did see a patch note where the cooldown on this event is supposed to be a little bit higher. We sure get spammed by him quite a bit. Okay, so this is a super easy craft. I don't need to put too much thought into this. Let's get our gentle stabilize rolling. Let's use our repurpose key, my favorite new ability by far. And I really don't think I have to put too much brain power into this. I mean, I'm gonna have to read these. That's intensity. Yeah, give me that one. We have a harmonious here. Boink. And that'll probably just finish us, and then we can just spam out simple refines. And harmonious, done. Yeah, those tier 2 stuff is kind of below our skill cap at the moment. Those are pretty easy. Wow, perfect result. Gain some materials. Yep, no problem, man. Okay, I came here to heal. Done. Okay, anything else? That exclamation point is driving me crazy. I don't know what you want, sworn sister. We can't aid your breakthrough. We're in a team at the moment. I feel like that is just stuck on from something we did earlier. All right. Now let's get back to exploring. So we are just looking to find things connected to this. I believe we're going to find the city that we've been chatting about. So start exploring. We should have some fights here. If you have a Spirit Core 3, don't forget the Spirit Forge. Yeah, next, I don't think we have one of those yet. You're gliding along the long stretch of the northern road when you are brought to a halt by a sudden sound. Turning your mount, you find a familiar head of red hair approaching you. Xiaoqi, fancy finding you here. Small world, isn't it? But you're here at the perfect time. I need a hand. I found a natural key spring over that way. The problem is the giant Lingzhu Lord patrolling it. Up for a challenge? Let's do it. Aima leads you over the plains and around an outcropping of rock before finally pausing and gesturing ahead. You peer in the direction she points and freeze. Of the largest Malazine you've ever seen strides around with a great shining pool of key-infused water, letting out strangely shrill whinnies. It must be close to the threshold of breaking through. Told you it was a real monster, but with us together, I think we can take it. I'll soften it up, you finish it. Deal, deal. Let's do it. Okay, so it's an Alpha Plus. Let me just remind myself here. So we have our go through sun, go through moon, we have our heal, and then we have our finisher move. So just for a reminder, if anyone's new, I'm using the hotkeys here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I often just push that on my mouse and it doesn't pop up when we're using it. But essentially, we are using celestial cultivation, which revolves around flipping between the sun and the moon, solar and lunar power. And we build up stacking buffs, and then we can either just sit on our buffs and use that for extra defense and damage, or we can do a finisher and just blow things up. Okay, I'm already worried that that's saying insufficient. There was a patch note, something about that. Okay, that's very worrisome. Okay, my lunar thing okay? Yes. We're gonna have to go look at our thing. I totally forgot that I saw in the patch notes that something had changed. Okay, we have sunlight now. Yes, we do. Okay, it looks like we're fine here anyways. That was very spooky, though, to start off with a bunch of insufficients. Hey, J-Rob, how's it been? Been a while. How are things going? It's been rough for me lately. I've had some things in real life that have just been taking up all my time, not the least of which was what started as a minor winterization project turned into having to have my bathroom redone. To wit, it's starting tomorrow, hence no green screen tonight because I had to move my green screen to put some furniture there. So that's been kind of suck. I didn't want to put it off because where I live, they're raising taxes next year. So if I wait until I have better timing, it's going to cost me a couple $1,000 more. So I had to spring on the good deal while I could, but definitely not a project I want. There's only one bathroom in my place, so this will be interesting over the next week or so. Beyond that, we are absolutely swamped with content. I have so many games I want to do content on, and I just don't have time to get to everything. What up-and-coming cultivation games are worth it to look out for? The ones I mentioned earlier were kind of the Crown and Adventure and Ascend from Nin Mountains were the two that I'm like super aware of at the moment. Other things that I'm looking at the moment are not within the cultivation genre. We have Europa Universalis 5 coming out pretty soon. We have All Under Heaven for Crusader Kings 3. We have the new Age of Wonder Vampire expansion coming out. We have, oh geez, I'm sure I'm missing like 10 different things. The release schedule is absolutely insane right now. Have I done a playthrough of Amazing Cultivation Simulator? I have not done a playthrough of it. That was my lockdown game. So I have like a few hundred hours in that. I actually solved the mystery, if you know what that is in that game, to tell you how much I played that. I would love to do a playthrough of ACS, but I don't think there would be very good viewership, if I'm being honest. It's not as fun to watch as RimWorld, and I can't really get RimWorld to do much. So, very unfortunate, because it's a very cool game. And hey, the sequel's coming out in 2022, right? That's what the stinger said. Okay, let's finish this clown off. And then let's fix our scripting here. +1, I'm a approval. When it finally falls before you, I'm a... Let's have a shout of adulation. That's how it's done. The prize is ours. Go on, Xiaoqi, get absorbing. You absorbed 3.3k key. Oh, what a rush, Aimee says, shuddering. Right, I'm gonna put this to use mastering my techniques. See you around. We're helping Aimee get her fix. Okay, I need to, speaking of, what is going on here? Something changed in my script. Dayspring requires at least 1 sunlight. So we don't have any sunlight here. Okay, so we would like... Okay, that's my barrier. I would really hate to get rid of that. So if I pull this out... Okay, what if we just move things down? Wait a minute. How can you be an opener that requires a stack of sunlight? That's really annoying, actually, because I can't move you. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Does that mean I just need to open in lunar form? Hang on. You didn't get changed, right? Gain 1 stack of lunar. Okay, maybe we just need to start. Hang on, let's do that. Can I? Okay, I can. So we'll start in lunar. Gain 1 stack of lunar attunement. Okay, and if I do that, then I actually think this is going to be just fine. Let me undo what we just did there. So we put those back in there, and then deepen shadows and the opener. Okay, white. Things moving around on me. Oh, I totally just lost whatever was in there. Okay, dawning rage. Have a stack of sunlight. Okay, convert. No. Okay, probably eclipse. No, it wasn't eclipse blast. Gain 1 stack. Okay, there we go. It was intensify. Okay, so this will be fine. Requires 1 stack of sunlight. If I end in sunlight here. Yes, I do. Okay. That's fine, but that also means that these are messed up. So I have to do sunlight. Oh, maybe not. Sunlight, sunlight, sunlight. And you... Are we actually blowing everything up here? I think we are. Yeah. What happened here? I thought you blew up all my things. Did this get changed too? I think this did. It used to use up all my buffs. Okay. Okay, well that's good then. When we convert over to Blazing Blast, here, let's rename that. Sun and Moon World Destroyer. That's the name of my technique. That's our finisher. Okay, but it doesn't use up all my things now. Requires 1, requires that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. And then, so what do we end here in? We end in sunlight. Perfect. Okay. Everything works. I just have to open with Call Manifest. Let me catch up on chat here. It's 2022, not 2022. Ah, gotcha. I need to work on my lifespan a little bit if I want to see that. Been training some new people, so no kicking back and watching streams. Get them whipped into shape, J-Rob. Get them subscribed. Possibly become members of the channel. You can get them up to speed. I think the last update to ACS 2 was in... It's been a while. I know it was like a video of like... I think it was like the owner and his wife made a video. I'm very concerned about it because they looked like they were trying to turn it into like an open world thing, and that's not why I loved... I mean, it was a sect builder, and that's what I loved it for, so I'm very concerned about that. Hopefully it'll be cool. Coming weeks are going to be crazy with releases. Yep. Yes, it will. It's, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to just pick something and stick with it. There's no way I can bounce between everything that's releasing. Have a stance do first. Dayspring. Yeah, actually, I'm not using these. Somebody was just really questioning what these all did. And actually, let's make sure that's on do first. I don't use this normally, but just in case. Only 15 hours and 38 minutes until Under Heaven, but who's counting? I want to do some content on it, but I just don't know. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to stream on Wednesday with this remodel thing I got going on. So I am planning on doing a playthrough. I just don't know when I'm going to get it started. What you want is a MMO RPG like WoW, but set in cultivation universe. I think there's one coming out that people have been talking about called, I think, Where the Winds Meet. I haven't looked into it too deep, but that's your thing. Hey, Xiaoqi. Okay, let's get back to it here. A shrill, whinny roar splits the air as a Lingzi lord races towards you over the rolling hills. Alone without a herd of its own, it must be a Yugner male looking to make its mark on the world by slaying and consuming other beings full of ki. I told you guys these were carnivorous horses. You guys said it wasn't. Okay, and I don't know if it's just because I've had a little bit of a break, but I feel like these animations aren't quite as spastic as they were. That's feeling a little smoother. I don't know if that's just absence made the heart grow fonder, or if that's actually the case. Okay, yeah, we're not having too big of problems here. Oh, perfect. Okay, give me a healing run here. Yes, yes. Also, the most important patch note, he did make it where the sun and moon can grow even larger. We will have to see if it is large enough. The Lingzu Lord falls before you. All right, that's not what we want, though. We want to find whatever the connections are. After many days of traveling along the northern road, a small complex of buildings comes into view. Nestled into an outcropping of rock, warm light spills from the windows, accompanied by the sound of merry voices. A welcome respite from the monotony of the endless plains you've been surrounded with for so long. You discover Jiao Rest Stop. Okay. Boy, this is going to be quite a journey. A rest stop at roughly halfway point along the long road to Xin Hinda City and the Nine Mountain Sect. Due to the constant stream of traders, it contains a thriving market and acts as a viable source of income for wandering cultivators. Formation maintenance. That's something I don't have unlocked. Is that our new friend? I don't even remember. Do we even have a quest with him? I gotta remind myself here. Explore deeper in the mines. Use the key to open the Mystic Realm. Fight the Golden Path. Yeah, I have no cores for the Forge Master. Oh, it is this one. Okay, travel there and create what you're lacking. Okay, I guess we do need to do that one. This is more mine stuff. Apparently, I just need to go turn that in. That was more garden stuff. I may just abandon that one. In fact, I think we will. Yeah, I think that was just done. We're not going to get that done with the... I've already moved on to growing other things. Pulling Awakened Boulder. Where's this at? Awakened Boulders. Okay, I don't even know where that's at. Well, I'm sure we'll bump into it at some point. It'll be fine. Unlimited bugs. Yeah, well, yeah, it's Paradox. Wolf says, I'm getting pretty late into key condensation realm, and so far I like Celestial, Blossom, and Blood. I find Fist, Cloud, and Weapon frustrating. Yeah, I'd love to have more time to experiment. That's all I can say. I have also heard he's gonna redo the starting perks to make them more impactful. I don't think that's happened. Can't even see that in here. I don't think we can even see what I picked. But that'll be really interesting to start new games, because they were a little kind of like +1, -1, which are kind of boring. Okay, let's enter. As you approach the gates of the warmly inviting complex, you find yourself standing outside an elderly man, his pack laden with all manners of jingling wares. Spotting you, he gives you a wide and jolly smile. Oh, if my old eyes don't deceive me, I'm looking at an up-and-coming cultivator out on their first trip on the great Xin Hindai itself. If you're looking for some supplies for the rest of the journey, then I certainly have you covered. What can you tell me about Xin Hindai? He pauses and peers at you closely. You really don't know about Xin Hindai? The city of nobles, the city of wealth, the city where all the power rests. Oh, well, then you're in for a treat. He says with a wide smile, clapping you on the arm. Come, drink with me. I will tell you all that you want to know. You quickly realize that any knowledge the man might contain is buried beneath a deluge of random tangents and tales. Wine bottles pile up as he describes the lives of his great-grandchildren in minute detail. The way the weather patterns have shifted, and his assertions that spirit beasts are far more common as of late. Any attempt to shift him to more useful topics are rebuffed by another onslaught of anecdotes. Still, the tale slowly drags more and more patrons until you have a veritable crowd around the pair of you, all joined in merriment of the at the next of the man's wild stories. You gain 1 reputation. Finally, after a long night of conversation, the old man slams down his wine while turning to you. Show. Shinhindai, fantastic place, just fantastic. City of dreams, I've always said. Real dreams. He sways, his eyes drooping, before jerking back upright. Just through the Shenlu foothills, north. Careful of the ankle biters there. Look like bushes they do, bushes that bite. With a wide smile, he leans forward and places his head on the table. Moments later, a loud snore emerges from his mouth. You stand, feeling lightheaded from the drink yourself, and leave the man to his slumber. In the morning, you can look to continue your journey north. That totally reminds me, when I traveled through China with my brother, we were in Xi'an, which is the city where the clay soldiers are, of some fame. And when we were going through the gift shop area, they actually had one of the farmers who made the discovery of the site working there as just like, I guess, an oddity. Like you could talk to him if you bought something from the store. So we were, we bought a souvenir or whatever. And my brother speaks fluent Chinese, so he was kind of talking to him. And he says, he wants to know what your question is, or what do you want to say? And I said, I didn't know this was going to happen, so I didn't have anything prepared. So I was like, what did you think you had found when you first hit something? They found the site when they were digging a well. And the answer was he thought it was a hubcap. So one of the great archaeological finds, we thought it was a hubcap. He seemed like a really cool dude, and like it was closing time, so he actually invited us back to his place to go drinking, but we chickened out because it was the last bus of the day, and we had no idea how we were going to get back into the city to our hotel. My one big regret from my trip to China, I should have gone drinking with that dude. He was gonna treat us to Baijiu. I probably would have regretted it had I gone drinking. Yeah, so the lesson of the story is, Xi'an. Xian in English. I did go to Shangai's pagoda, though. So I've been in her pagoda, if you know what I mean. Okay, we have a quest with him. We have a quest board. We have a market. Let's see what's in the market here. Okay, so we have just a civilian market that sells fruit. I wonder if I was at 50, if the fruit seller at the festival would sell better fruits. Maybe I should just use one of my fruits and get us 250. We are sitting on a couple. Before I forget, apparently I have weapon fruits too. I don't know where you came from. You know what? Let's just do that so I don't forget. I think I've talked myself into that. Okay. Other than that, inscribed slip recipe, fate snatching reagent. I have not really played with reagents. That's one thing I have not done properly. I really should. These seem very powerful. Okay, selling some shards. Yeah. Regen pills. Okay. Nothing I need at this moment. I got you, Wolf. Okay, we're good there. I don't need a healer. I probably should just grab these because we're going to have to do some more exploring anyways. Maybe we can get those done. And then I can craft here. Okay, let's see what you need. Formation tending. So for anyone who missed it, this guy claims that he came from another dimension or another world. And there's like something from the celestial sphere broke through and destroyed his world. And it's the same thing that we're having here with the meteorites that are dropping. And he's trying to bolster a formation that somebody else made to prevent that from happening. And we got recruited to try to help him maintain that. I found a Shady section of the formations we discussed. Are you ready to get to work? Yes, where is it? Good, it's near the capital within the tomb of Lubulin. Gained quest formation tending tomb of Lubulin. Go and get it done. I await results. I really hope I don't need materials or something. Welcome, you must be the honored stellar collector assigned to the task. As explained by our request, we are in need of inscribed replacement parts for the transformation formation. We're humbly in your care, Xiaoqi. Formation, oh my goodness. 2.7, I don't know if we can do that. I guess we try. I'm not sure we have 2.7 in us. Okay, so we're definitely going to want to use our outer world invasion. So I want to advance you by doing some fusions. We are going to have cost increased by 30 here in a second. Okay, so boink. Give me my key back. Give me a normal fusion. Better do the, we better like 100% lock in on getting this done. I'm very sketched that we're going to be able to get that high. Okay, we are balanced. We could do this. I don't care about the perfection. I don't think this is worth popping. I think I'm better off just doing simple fusions. Yes, and then give me a repurpose. We have one left. Okay, never mind. We're gonna be okay. And then we're gonna do a second gentle stabilize. I guess the fact that I'm not worried about perfecting this makes it okay. Yeah, just give me the simple. Another delay. Another harmonious. Boom. Okay. Woof. Okay, that was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was worried. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I thought we were at 1.7 when we were crafting last time. Okay, so we would like to forcefully stabilize. We may as well go for a little bit of bonus here. Simple. Simple. Give me some key back. It has not much else to say for it. Just go for it. All right, perfect craft. Lucky. Not much else I can say about that. Cultivation requires you to shovel whole pellets of fruit down your throat. That's right. There are ramifications to that. It's being added as a 3D model in CK3. Ooh, nice. How impressive your brother can... Dude, you're telling me. He learned it in college. He did not speak... He took Spanish in high school. And he did it in college. And then he did like a exchange program for 2 years as part of college where he was in Harbin. So up north. And then when he graduated, I joined him over there. And we traveled around for about a month before he came home. It was an amazing trip. Because he was essentially a native speaker at that point. So like we got to go to all the little mom and pop restaurants and side alley things and whatnot that normally as a tourist I wouldn't really be able to do because I would be stuck in like a tour group because I do not speak Chinese. I know you guys are shocked. I don't even speak English. You guys just kind of assume I do. With surgical delicacy, you finish your inscription on the formation parts. Without a blemish of error to be found, you present the result to the guard. This is incredible. We normally don't get masters of the art accepting this quest, usually. I haven't had such a stunning result in years. This should last much longer than usual. As thanks, I'd like to give you this as well. I've heard they're useful to those in your organization. Why, yes, I would like 20,000 spirit stones. 5 twisted remnants. I also would like that. Okay, did that finish what we came up here to do, though? No, that was not this. That was something else. Okay. So, we need to travel further is what that's telling me. Do we need to do anything else here? Nope, think so. How are we on time? I gotta be a little bit careful. I would like to be able to do some of these. Yeah, 18 days. Oof. So we're gonna need to head down there like the middle of next month if I want to do all those. Those are just so good for freebie craft skill. I really don't want to pass that up if I can help it. Rolling fields of crops and unkempt grasslands mark the approach of the majestic Shinhinda city. The beasts roaming its expanses serve as training for many cultivators who call the region their home, and the takings from the hills fuel its endless hunger for materials. Rebel. All right, right away we have a quest: hunt a Xiaoqi pack. Just get that out of the way. The destroyed remains of a caravan covered in what looks like bushes marks as a site of the reported attack. As you approach, however, the bushes shift and then spring from their perches towards you. Not bushes at all, but a pack of Xiaoqi themselves, which is ideal because it will save you hunting them down yourself. Aren't you ugly little suckers? Oh, you got like a false head and then like your actual head with teeth on it. What are you gonna do? Gremlin Fury. Gonna do power. Okay, so you're gonna keep scaling up Gremlin Fury. And then you're gonna slap me a whole bunch. Alright, well please don't. Blap blap. Okay, and my scripting does seem like it's been fixed. Slap, slap. Yep, I think we're gonna be just fine here. Hopefully, by the time we go through the entire rogues gallery here. Oh, yes, once the. Okay, I guess I will do a heal here. I was gonna say I want to heal right at the end, but that was too juicy not to do it there. You just get us topped off. Man, I really enjoy watching the buff get bigger and bigger. I won't lie, that's like the best part of Celestial. Yeah, we're fine. I don't think we're gonna kill him if we use our heal script there. I just want to try to end the fight at full, if I can. Araska says, I like that your character animations are angry laser punches followed by random happy meditation animation. Well, here's some trivia for you. When I started this playthrough, one of the biggest complaints that chat had, and I agreed with them a little bit, they didn't have the animations, they just had the lasers. And because of our stream and our suggestions, the dev actually added these last week. He added those in like 1 week. And I think it adds a lot. It does add a lot of flavor just to see like a little bit of like motion and movement going on. Some of the monsters have them too. I haven't really been paying. Yeah, these guys have a little bit. Yeah, I like his little angry face. Yeah, the dev, I should ask him how to pronounce this, like leader, like Lyeeeder, I think, is really, really active. If you join the Discord, he's on there all the time. He fixes bugs and takes suggestions. Other things that I noticed, oh, and I'm loving, this was one of my suggestions also, let it be bigger. He added a turn in all button that I requested. He added a, on the quest menu, if you have something done, it tells you you're done. Before, you used to have to click on each quest to see if it was finished or not. So he's like super duper active. So if you're a person who likes to play a game and make suggestions for improvements, a good one here. Because like I said, he is super duper active on that. It's unfortunate he's over in the UK, so he's not on a good time zone for joining us. He did hop into one stream before, but it's like 2 a.m. there right now or something. Finally, the last of the pack falls before you. You gain 2.7k spirit stones. You gain 1 Jiao rest stop reputation. Cool. Alright, start exploring. A low rumbling growl sounds from the waving grass bordering the road before what was once vegetation and it resolves into the form of a Xiaoqi whose eyes are filled with burning hunger. I'm only going to read those the first time we meet a new monster. Otherwise, we'll just zip through these. when we go to new areas, we have to do explorations until we find the connections to other zones. And so we get random encounters while we're doing that. That's what we're working on right now. It's slightly better this week. They had their time change and we have it. Yeah, I believe, actually I should probably start mentioning that in my videos. Good, thank you for the thought. I believe it's next weekend for me. So it's fall back 1 hour, so we will be shifted 1 hour. I need to go double check that, actually, now that you said that. I rely on my phone to tell me. That's probably not a good idea. November 2nd? Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're getting close. I so wish we would just get rid of daylight savings time. It is such a kerfluffle every time. This is the best day of the year because we get an extra hour of sleep. And when we have to reverse it, it's the worst day of the year because I lose an hour of my weekend. If I had to have character traits when I was created, one of my character flaws is bad sleeper. So anything that messes up my sleep just makes me miserable. Absolutely miserable. Yeah, statistically speaking, when we do daylight savings time, especially springing forward, there's a statistical jump in people that have heart attacks, strokes, and self-end themselves. Like, it actually is legitimately killing people. Like, we really should not be doing it. Like, it's ridiculous. And the various reasons and myths of why we have it and what it's for don't matter. It's not helpful. In current day, there's that statistic, and statistically, people actually end up using more electricity. So it's not even like it's saving us electricity by doing that. More car accidents? Yep, because people are all messed up. we just need to not be doing that. Pick a time, let's just be on the time. Let's just get back to the standard clock. All right, can we find what we're exploring for? Yes, we do. Ooh. And I'm gonna grab that as a screenshot when that text is done. That has thumbnail material. Slowly, after what feels like an eternity of traveling, a new shape appears on the horizon. A vast city full of great spires and pagodas that stretch up towards the sky. Above it, just barely hidden by the clouds, floats another city, even more majestic than the one below. A crowd of people stretch out from the great gate at the city's southern extent, eagerly awaiting the opportunity to enter. And we still have another connection, so I'm just gonna... Where are we at on time? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try to scout out the other connection here while we're here. There may be that tomb that we're looking for. So before we zoom off, let's see if we can just find it. Oh, I didn't read what he had to say. A Hukou, little foxy demon, I guess? Doesn't really look like a fox snout, but sure. I didn't look what you were gonna do. You're just gonna bite me a whole bunch. Okay. I do need to do a heal here. Let's get one more round off and then we'll do a heal. That thing's cute. Yeah, I don't mind these. Yeah, they're all right. You know how Steam requires people to denote if they've used AI, and the monsters have been AI. I believe they were AI and then hand touched up, but that's basically the future of gaming, so get used to it. I do really appreciate that Steam requires people to note what they've used AI for in their games. It's unavoidable. Like we did some Zero Chaos Nightmare, a new gacha game that came out last week, and they had the same thing. Almost everybody is using it for at least like the brainstorming phase. If you look through Steam and see what people are doing, I find it really funny that Steam is like the best consumer protection that we have for gaming, followed I guess second by the EU. Weirdly enough, because Steam requires that. Steam requires that we get refunds. Steam, their new policy where you have to actually give a release date and you have to actually tell us what's going to be in a DLC if you're going to let us pre-order it. Like, because when they weren't doing that, people were not doing those things. Absolutely ridiculous. Steam's refund policy is because of EU and Australian laws. Yeah, that had part of it, but I still get to benefit from it. I don't know about you guys, but if a game doesn't come out on Steam, I have to be really motivated to go looking into it. Like, really motivated. It's just very convenient. I've never felt like I've gotten screwed by Steam either. I'm not a big game refunder, but the few times that I've had chance that I needed to do it, I've had no questions asked, no problems whatsoever. You know, the next one coming down the pipe, the EU is looking to greatly regulate games and loot boxes and deceptive practices and gambling. So there's going to be some big waves coming for all the games that monetize by doing that. I hope we go back to the days where I can just either buy my game straight up or pay a small monthly subscription fee. Back in my day. Okay, new month. We got to be really careful of our time here. I really want to make it back to the beast waves. Also, the rest stop has a beast wave. Oh, I see. And then multiple. Mausoleum Gate. Do I know where Mausoleum... Oh, I do know where Mausoleum Gate is. Wait, is that our rival up there? No. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more searches. I really want to get this explored before we leave. These are costing me 1 day each. Hey, Marion Babek. How's it going? Also, I see I see YouTube's messing with us again, and we're back to usernames and not display names. I really wish they would stop fiddling with that. That's very hard for me. People that don't have pictures, I have to really think about who I'm talking to. Yeah, I agree, Wolf. Hopefully, like, Gabe lives forever. We'll just enshrine him in a cybernetic throne. But yeah, he definitely seems like the type of guy that will probably handpick his successor. But yeah, how lucky have we been for the last, like, I don't know, 25 years? It could be very different. The weaponization of FOMO is one of the worst aspects. Yep, I totally agree. I am a person that suffers from FOMO pretty badly, so I have to, like, really check myself, because I play a lot of gacha games, and the worst part about gacha games is that they're gacha games. I like the gameplay. I wish they didn't have the gacha. I so wish they didn't have the gacha. No game has been improved by being a gacha game. Like Chaos Zero Nightmare I did on the channel last week. People are really enjoying that game, but it's a gacha. And that always just makes me feel like I have to put an asterisk when I suggest it to somebody. Like it's like a dirty little secret or something. I hate that. I hate that a lot. Like, Chrono Arc. Amazing game. You get to unlock characters in it. It's not a gacha. I bought it for like 10 bucks on sale and it's mine forever. I wish we had more games like that. I really, really wish we had more games like that. Ah, here we go. Also, is it just me? Or is the art on these locations like really good over here? Like way better than the stuff we were seeing in the east. The eastern reaches of the Shanlu foothills rise as a great rock, standing out proudly amongst the lesser hills around it. Ki rolls from it in waves, sending a tingling through your body and urging you to go to it, to explore it, to surrender yourself to it. Am I getting lured by a mountain? This isn't Shadow of Forbidden Gods, is it? There's no piles of gold in that mountain, is there? I'm on to you, Jingdi Rise. Okay, now we have to make a decision. Where are we going to go for the Beast Wave? And I feel like we probably should start with this one. Because it's the highest level one, it should have the best rewards. All right, where do we exactly need to go? Moho Lang has directed you to the tomb of Lu Bu Lin. His research revealed the location of the formation been around for a million. Your task is to investigate the area, find the formation, correct some of the failings. Go to the tomb. Okay, it doesn't tell me where the tomb is. It could be in the rise, or it might be through Mausoleum Gate. This one's showing the exclamation point, though. Oh, those are just my hunts. I guess that's fine. If we're going to do the beast wave up here. Well, dang, that means we have to do some more exploring, though. All right, let's get these fights out of the way. Back in my day, we used to have to walk into a store and get a CD cartridge. Yep. Okay, let me ask you guys. What was the last physical game you bought? Are you still a physical game buyer? I basically went full digital when Steam really kicked off. I think the absolute last physical game I ever bought, I want to say it was Kingdom Hearts on PS2, if that ages me. The last physical one I have, I was gifted Persona 4 FES. I'm pretty sure that was the last physical game I got. I don't even have a CD player on my computer anymore. I don't even think they're manufacturing CD for your PCs. A shadow flickers across the ground, racing towards you. The sun glares in your eyes as you squint up, trying to make out the source. Then, suddenly, a giant wing blots out the light and allows you to see the beast in all its majestic glory. Only for a moment, however, before it dives towards you, talons outstretched. Okay, we have a Gezi Kite Alpha. This is middle, so this is harder than what we were doing. War Total Rome 2 says somebody. Osaka says Orange Box. Valor Gorgo says Crusader Kings 2. Nice. They still make them, but they're harder to find. Yeah. I was reading an article about, I think it was Samsung stopped manufacturing theirs. I could be wrong about who it was. The one that made you get Steam was Empire. The game that my friend basically had to browbeat me into getting Steam because I was like, I don't trust that. I want a physical CD. My, how the times have changed. Was Civilization 4, I think? 3 or 4? Because he wanted to play it, and I don't remember the circumstances, because I think I had the CDs, or I had some of them or something. For whatever reason, it was one of those Civ games, and he really, really wanted to play. So I was like, all right, fine, I guess I'll get this Steam thing. Thousands of hours later. Well, I build my own PCs, and I have since like early 2000s. My last PC before my current one, I had the CD player in there because I needed it to fill the bay, but the connections no longer, it didn't have modern connections that could hook onto my Mobo, so it didn't actually do anything. And my new PC case doesn't even have a slot for drives like that. It's a very nice case, but it's one of the fishbowl types with the dual chamber. I really like this case. Best case I've ever built in. But no rooms for any drives. You just don't use them. You picked up Judge Dredd. Wow. There's a device now being sold that acts like a drive to launch games physically. You 3D print 3.5-inch floppy disks that are RFID tokens tied to the launch files. I mean, that's kind of like what Nintendo's trying to do, right? Where you have a cartridge, but it doesn't actually do anything. It's just literally like a key. That kind of defeats the whole purpose to me. The whole purpose of owning it physically is when your servers die, I can still play my game. Ubisoft really pissed me off with that. They took away some of the DLC I paid for one of the Anno, whatever that sci-fi Anno was. They took their servers down so you couldn't verify that you owned the DLC, and so they literally stole my games. Screw you, Ubisoft. Thieves. Finally, a creature falls before you. Gain the Spirit Stones. Alright, we'll take out the Young Kite Alpha 2. It was the one where the world had flooded. I can't remember what year it was. You were basically playing on Not Water World, where you had like the islands and you had like an ark or whatever. I liked that one well enough, but that just pissed me off too much and I was done at that point. It sucks that it's Ubisoft who has Anno. I really wish they didn't. I like that series, but man, I hate them. Always making me get their stupid launcher that never works properly and whatnot. God, now you guys got me all riled up thinking about Ubisoft. Yeah, I remember, this would be years ago now, kids not knowing, like, or understanding having to rewind a VHS tape. That feeling when you push the VHS tape in past that point of resistance and then it just, like, got pulled into the machine. Oh, satisfying. Very satisfying. Okay, we are on day 8. Is it next month? It is next month. Okay, I gotta really watch my time here. Okay, we will continue exploring until we get close. Okay, getting attacked by more birds. Went to play Anno 1800 recently. The DirectX 12 version died. Yep. Well, and that's, I mean, and it's also Microsoft's fault. Like, I've had this problem recently with Crusader Kings 3, where all of a sudden, I've never had any problems with it on this machine. There was no patch, so it definitely was Windows. All of a sudden, it would full lock my machine. Like, I had to power cycle my machine, and it was repeatable. Every time I play Crusader Kings, I get that. I have to switch to the Vulkan drivers, which don't perform as well on my machine, or I get full system locks. That is absolute BS. Remember when Windows used to work? I remember. Like, XP 98. Hopefully the CK3 issue with Windows 11 should be fixed. Yeah, I really hope so. That's the other thing. Like, I'm really sketchy on wanting to start a series because I'm not going to do it if I have system freezes. I can't stream that. I just can't. The Gezi Kite falls before you. I've had more full system freezes from CK3 than I had in the entirety of my last computer's lifetime. It's just to put that into perspective. Finally, the sheer walls and winding paths of the Jindai Rise give way to the bowl-shaped summit. The key here is even stronger, yet pulsing out in rents in the ground and saturating the air with tingling power. Bright feathers and carefully maintained nests peek out from behind twisted trees, hinting at the Dinzians of this dangerous place. Okay, nice, nice. So we found the roost. Do I need to explore you? I don't. Man, she is still showing me that exclamation point. You are killing me. Here, let's seek danger together. Maybe that'll clear it out. Yeah, let's do it. I feel like she's bugged. I really do. That exclamation should mean that she wants to talk to me about something. Alright, we also need to get a heal off here at some point. In fact, I might just do it on this one. Yeah, there we go. I have a few procs. That's another thing we need to do. We need to go through and do our masteries again at some point. Yeah, that reminds me, like, my Windows 11 wants me to download the 25H2, but I'm so leery. Literally every time I've done a big updates on Windows 11, it's broken something for one of my games or OBS or my sound, like literally every time something breaks. I had to do it, Marion. When I built this machine, I couldn't upgrade my Windows 10 license, so I had to buy a new license. And I was trying to buy a Windows 10 license because I wanted to run 2 machines, and they just literally would not sell me one. And I finally was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I regret it. I should have enjoyed an extra year and a half of Windows 10. It's been nothing but trouble the entire way through Windows 11. When I first had it installed, I had a really bad issue where it was a problem with Windows 11 that affected OBS, which is my game capture software that I stream with, that would, about an hour into my stream, would start making this weird, like, ramping up static noise, and then it would ramp down. And I couldn't hear it on my end, but stream could hear it. And it was literally, OBS is like, well, there's nothing we can do, it's a Windows issue. That was like 6 months it took them to get that fixed. So I had to, like, capture the sound a different way. I won't go bore you guys with details, but the way I normally catch sound, it only grabs the sound from the game, so I don't have any Windows sounds pulled into it. So you guys don't hear if, like, I have a Discord sound or a Bing from Windows or something. The way it was broken, I had to have just play whatever I hear on my headset. That finally got fixed, and then it broke... What did it break next? I think it was No Man's Sky. And then that got fixed, and then it broke something else with my sound. It's just been one thing after another. It's been ridiculous. Your work machine? Yeah. That was another thing. My work, I don't get any choices on how my machine is, and they upgraded to 11, so I was like, well, I better use 11 so that I learn how to do it. Okay, did that clear your exclamation? No! Okay, dang it. I'm gonna need to put in a bug report for this, I think. Okay, what should we do with our time here? We need to be here for a beast wave in 20 days. I guess we just continue with the quest line. So we go up here. The gates of Shinhindai City looms before you, gargantuan and intricate. The etchings upon them tell the history wrought with both the splendor and strife. A vision that is only marred by the dark air that looms over the crowd, shuffling nervously at the entrance. Hold, hold, he shouts, his voice cutting through the murmurs of the crowd. The attack has been foiled, so we will resume admittance. Please line up in an orderly fashion and submit yourselves for inspection. With much shuffling and bustling, the crowd rearranges itself and begins to slowly filter through the gate. The sun is low in the sky by the time you find yourself inside the gate. One of the guards steps forward, arms raised, the golden afternoon light illuminating his dark blue uniform, adorned with the sigil of the Jade Dragon. That's a cool uniform. Why can't I have that uniform? Halt, traveler. This will take but a moment. He lifts a small plate from his side and presses the jewel embedded in its center. A washa key pulses out over you, but whatever it indicates seems to satisfy the man, and a welcoming smile breaks out on his face. My apologies for the inconvenience, Nine Mountain disciple, he says, gesturing for you to follow him. Another guard taking his place to halt the next person in line. The shadow cloaks have struck again. As you can imagine, the city is on high alert. Together you pass through the gate and into the city proper. Buildings of all kinds stand around you, festooned with bright designs and great sprawling letters. Cultivators of all kinds mill about the area. The ki oozing from their bodies fills the air with an intoxicating energy. Are we getting high on their sweat? You have to join the city guard? I guess that's true. I haven't taken an arrow to the knee yet, so I'm not sure they'd have me. New to the city, I see. Is there anything I can help you with? What was the thing you used at the gate? Oh, this? He just sort of a small plate hanging on his belt. Internal key sensor. It helps identify a person by the dormant or recent keys cycling through them. Yours reads from Nine Mountains Sect. The culprits we are looking for would have had that of the Upper City Archives. Do you have any other questions? Yeah, what's the incident? Shadow Cloak. The vile renegade group attempting to attack the Upper City Archives last night. They've been making threats, inciting unrest for a while now, but this is the first time they've escalated to an actual attack. What did they want? He shrugs. No one knows, not really. From their rhetoric, it seems to mainly be destabilizing and collapsing the institutions that keep the realm from descending into chaos. Madness for all intents and purposes. Do you have any other questions? What can you tell me about the city? That it's the greatest city of the land. Everything is worth anything you can find here. If you have money to spend, head to the city proper. There are traders and shops beyond counting. But the real treasure vault is the Mai auction. It only opens once a year, but when it does, the conflicts at each auction keeps us guards busy, I can tell you that. As a sect disciple, however, I'm sure you'll be wanting to seek out the inheritance of Emperor Lubu Lin. His tomb lets you enter a mystical region to claim all sorts of valuable treasures. To get there, however, you'll need to travel through the valley to the west. It's a fair journey, so I'd advise you rest and recuperate in the city first. Maybe even go visit your own sect branch. It lies just beyond the Artisans District, though through the archway crowned in white jade relief of the 9 mountains themselves. You can't miss it. Beyond that, just keep out of trouble, and if you hear of the Shadow Cloak, report it to a guard immediately. Oh, and avoid the refuse shower on the eastern outskirts. Venturing into its depths in search of treasures may sound lucrative, but I've had to pull too many corpses from the confines for one lifetime. Do not be another. Now, I had best get back to my post. Enjoy your stay in Shinhinda. Man, this is the most polite guard I've ever experienced in gaming, I think. He was actually kind of helpful. Looks like they're cultivating unrest. Boom, boom, boom. He's here all night, people. You want 1 million spirit stones for the stupid auction. What if I want to go to a smart auction? How much would that one be? I'm at 1.8 thousand or 100,000, so a long ways out from that. Okay, so request board, a market, healer, traveler, Rhoda. Okay. As usual, we'll poke our nose in here and just see what we can see. We can get a teleportation seal. Give me one of those immediately. I'm sure I will use it on accident at some point. Dragon Eye Gold. Interesting. Shimmering Copperite. What? Nothing I need at the moment. Okay, we have 9 days to burn. I don't need a healer. I guess let's grab the requests while I'm here. No reason just not to do these as we're out and about. Okay, I don't really want to get too deep into it. Like I said, I want to do this monster wave. So we could just run over here, do like a couple explores, and then come back. I guess that's probably what we'll do. 2 days to the branch. That wouldn't burn enough time. Gates of Slaughter. The walls of this side of the city are packed with defensive installations, each mounted with a bristling array of artifact weapons. The deadly beasts that swarm the northern waste beyond break against the protection each year, and the seas of blood such an encounter leaves behind have stained the ground around the gate a deep and enduring crimson. Alright, well, countless tombs dot the cliffs of this valley, containing generations upon generations of great cultivators from a myriad of noble families, both current and long lost. The necrotic key oozing from such concentration of death infuses the valley, giving rise to hungry ghosts that threaten the travelers within. Still, tradition brings ever more bodies to its walls, feeding the unquiet ghosts even more. Oh, well, you had me at ghost. This isn't even the city proper, you're at the gates? Yeah, it sounds like it. Also, we didn't read this. Refuse shower. Situated in the shadow of Shinhindai in the sky, this place is where the detritus from that resplendent city falls to the earth. Discharged cultivation resources, broken artifacts, corrupt pills, all refuse useless to those of the higher realm, but unbelievable treasures to those below. The broken and chaotic key from such an eclectic collection draws innumerable unsavory folk, so scavenging is a dangerous affair. I always love story locations like this, where it's like the garbage from above is treasure below, and you have this whole like civilization or group of people who just literally live off the garbage down below. Interesting setting for stories. All right, we'll do like 2 explorers and then we have to go back for the beast wave. Or we'll just do this hunt. Soul Hoarder Alpha. The gloom of the valley is suddenly banished by the emergence of something from the rock. Misshapen clumps of glowing matter spinning around its bulbous central form. An awareness from the thing focuses on you, sees you, and grows immediately ravenous. A fight, it seems, is at hand. Oh, look at you! You're a melty ghost bubble guy. Soul Hoarder Alpha of the Middle Realm will be just fine. Early items sell for 10 to 30, but the laters go for 300k plus. Yeah, I'm a poor boy. I do not have big bucks yet. Do not go into the refuge yet. You're not ready. Yeah, I have a feeling. We have a lot to do. This is the story artifact from Realm 1. High on my list is making a new artifact. We really need to get that upgraded. $1.29 million HP. Yep. We'll be just fine though. It's not. The only thing that would worry me is if he's stacking something major. That's not that bad. We'll be fine. Once we get enough stacks, we'll start doing our finisher. What are we at? 6 solar, 3 lunar. I need 2 lunar. I need 3 lunar to be able to do our finisher. Okay, lunar attunement is up and running. Let's do a heal quick, and then we'll do our finisher. God, that heal really made Celestial so much nicer. It was a little bit of a pain in the rear before we got that. All right, and let's try our finisher. He's at, let's call it 500k. 60k, 13k, 31k, 1 million damage. You guys doubted. Never doubt Xiaoqi Long. When he arouses from his nap, 1 million damage you will witness. That's awesome. I think that's the first time I've broken 1 million. Finally, the creature falls before you. You gain 5,000 spirit stones. You gain 1 Shinhinda city reputation. Only 1 million. Well, he's just a baby sleepy dragon. Give him some time. He's only a few thousand years old. Hey, Mello, how's it going? Okay, again, we need to really watch our time. So it is 4 days back. So we can do like 2 explorers, and then we need to head back. A mournful howl drifts from the mists of the valley before a strange mass of key floats. Fluttering and fabric-like wings of soul stuff made form shroud it. Oh, goodness. Let me try that again. Fabric-like wings of soul stuff made form shroud it, reaching towards you with a hunger that fills you with dread. Instinctively, you know that allowing this thing to touch you would be dangerous. It's a bad touch. It doesn't even have 1 million HP. What kind of loser is this? Weird skull ghost moth thing. He's doing corrupting touch. Is that actually doing something to me? No. Okay, that's just his attack. Okay, he's gonna... No, he did put up key. Okay, so before each technique, we lose 100 per stack. Okay, that's not particularly worrisome, if I'm being honest. That can get there, but we'll have him gone long before then. It's Mothman. Lamp. Alright, we'll try to get a heal off here. And then we'll just do the finisher and be rid of him. Boy, it seems like everybody had a long day today. I guess that's Mondays for you. Dengui falls before you. Okay. Is it 1 more or no more? 4 days. One more explore, and then we need to head back for the beast wave. As you guys can tell, I'm really nervous I'm going to mess up my timing here. The strange glow lights the gloom of the valley, emanating from floating soul things surrounding an orbiting mass. To its side lies the body of an animal, seemingly unharmed but missing something vital. As you watch, the thing turns towards you, an awareness focusing deep within you, and begins to race in your direction. Okay, so just a normal soul hoarder. Wu Yang Zhang Qi, literal translation, black smoke, poisonous fog. I love how poetic things are. When I made this guy, his name Xiao or Xiao should be like small, and Qi would be like sleepy or nap, and Long for dragon, so Xiaoqi Long, a small napping dragon, something along those lines. We were talking earlier, but like I said, unlike my brother, I do not speak Chinese. Oh, I love it when you do crockpot meat, and it's so tender that like you could just like use a fork and just like it just melts off the bones. Oh, good stuff. Reading up on Chinese mythological entities, not deities, and that was one that popped up. Ah, yeah. Yeah, they have all kinds of cool ones. Part of it's probably just like, they probably feel the same way about like European like creatures. They probably think they're really exotic, and then for us it's the opposite. Also cute napping dragon. Oh, there you go. It works. Do we want to heal? Probably not. Let's just use the finisher here. Blap. Okay. Before we run over to the beast wave, just out of curiosity, have we got enough shards to learn a technique? We sure have. Unveil technique. What do you got? We have not gotten like anything unlocked from our current realm yet. Dawn Flash. Requires 1 stack of sunlight, gain 2 stacks of sunlight, and deal some damage. Cha-ching. Oh, it's a finisher. Okay, that's still fine. Next. You like hippogriffs? I've always been more partial to either griffins or pegasi. I like some of the like Eastern European mythological creatures. The game Van Helsing did them really, really well. That game was way better than it had any right to be. I played that in co-op with a friend. We actually beat the whole thing. It was way better than it had any right to be. I will always remember what happened to Borgovia. Science happened to Borgovia. Unveiled Twilight Flare. There is sunlight that... No. If there is sunlight, deal 13,000 damage and gain 3 stacks of Twilight Sun. Gives me power, crit chance. At the end of round, lose a stack. If there is moonlight, then deal that damage. And that gives me power and crit chance. Hello, nurse. So we could have both of these buffs on at the same time. Forever. Yes, yes, yes. And another. Baba Yaga, yeah. With the chicken foot a hut. I love that thing. Unveiled Nighttime Fury. Requires 1 moonlight. Gain 1 stack of lunar attunement. And deal 11,000 damage. Convert all moonlight to sunlight. Why would I want... I guess it just does more damage than my moonlight ability does. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, that's our void key. Okay, that's that. Do I want to fiddle with those? Let's go do our beast wave first. All right, so you travel. Okay, mini beast waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beast waves have appeared. Let's see how many of them I can hit in a single month. Contrary to how most places react to beast waves, the atmosphere outside the city is excited, eager. Crowds of spectators press themselves to the edges of the city walls, vendors flogging roasted meats and other delicacies to the audience. Thousands upon thousands of artifacts rim the city, wielded by grim-faced guards. What'll it be? Are you fighting? So we could join the fight, or we could help maintain the city artifacts. I would prefer to get the crafting skill than the battle sense, so we're going to continue with the crafting. Being able to do these, normally there's kind of a limit of how much craft skill we can farm, and this is one way that seems to we can get around that. Well, you certainly look plenty capable. All right then, can't risk them going bad with the amount of noble scions who bite off more than they can chew. Usually the embarrassment scares them off that, but still happens. While you're at it, craft some pills for the poor fools who get hurt down there too. It'll help out our healers. As you stoke your flame, you hear the booming sounds of each round, spectators and participants roaring alike. You focus your attention. The artifacts are complex and require your full focus. They want me to produce an artifact blank. Do I know this recipe? If we perfect this, we can learn the recipe. I'm not sure I do know this. Okay, what kind of condition do we have? Decrease key pool cost. Okay, so it's just cost stuff. Have I ever played the old Quest for Glory games? I have not. No, that's one series that passed me by. Pegasus are pretty cool. Lamassu are pretty nifty too. Van Helsing is a fun game. We'd go play it again. Yeah, we 3-player co-op beat the first one, and then we were gonna play the second one. I don't remember what came up, but we never got around to it. Life happened, basically. This beast wave is brutal to fight. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking about doing the fight ones, but I assumed that this would be the hardest one we have available. Looked up Polish myths since you brought it up. Eastern Euro. Yes, Raskolka. Yes, those are in Van Helsing a whole bunch. Water spirits of young women that miss life, and young men believe that they will die quick. Yeah. Anything from like Polish or like the whole Baltic region, and just Eastern Europe in general hasn't been used a lot for whatever reason in games. More in the last decade or so, but yeah, I mean, it's been more like high fantasy Tolkien-esque stuff, or like Greek stuff. So it's nice just to see some more stuff used. Like even in Dominions, like we get to see a little tiny bit of like some African stuff. I'd love to see some more of that. We get lots of the Asian stuff because we play lots of Asian games, but you know, you say Asian, but really there's 100 different ones. Okay, let's focus in here. All right, we have an energized coming up right away. We should focus on completion, but I do know that I'm good enough that we should be able to finish it. So we don't need to be too worried. Okay, gentle stabilize. We'll do a harmonious fusion. Let's get our delays going. We're imbalanced and we're heading into our harmonious. Let's get a refine going here for a big refine. Okay, we have a -1 coming. We'd like to do, let's use up our intensity. Let's repurpose the key. We love repurposing key. Okay, let's get another delayed fusion going. We're out of stabilize. Let's restabilize. Let's get a delayed refine. Those are just so bloody efficient. It's hard to say no to that. 418 is not going to finish me. So let's do a cycling fusion. Okay, we need just a smidgen to get done. Yeah, that's the buff I need to change. This intensifies on the wrong skill, because when I use cycling fusion, I want to use fusion stuff. That's something I need to fix. Alright, boink and boink. Okay, we need just a smidgen left. If we were to do this, we would get 156. Would that finish us off? Oh, we'd be so close, but the answer is no. I gotta watch out. We are running low. Alright, this is too good to give up. Yeah, just finish it. I don't want to chance that. Simple refine. Oh, and a harmonious refine right at the end. Nice. Okay, we didn't get to 100%, but we did get the perfect craft. If I didn't know that, that should have taught it to us. Your furnace opens up and it releases a cloud of steam, an impressive lineup of artifact blanks, handing them to the shocked assigned attendant who rushes them off to be utilized for repairs. You continue with crafting a few more sets. When your first craft attempt's completed, you see the crowd in an uproar as various attempts become more and more lively. Recognizing that some participants are returning injured, you turn your attention to the pills the guard requested. Healing pills. Formation skill was great, Babel. You get extra damage, heal, or defend without increasing toxicity. Yeah, I have not actually done any formation stuff. I really do need to do that. When it was introduced, I was like too low to make any use of it, and I just never circled back around to that mechanic. Okay, this should not be very hard, so I can probably play this one a little more loose. Let's do the harmonious. Okay, you're just costs. Let's focus on getting it done. Do my delays. Give me my key. We're gonna have to re-up here, so let's just do a fusion. And let's re-gentle. I can't believe we're actually able to use 2 gentles now. How far have we come in crafting that we can actually do that? All right, I think as sad as it is, we'll just pretty much... Oh, you're on cooldown. You increase the cost. I don't like that. Let's... I don't like that one bit. Let's just skip that one. That's horrible. All right, I want to make sure we have enough to do one for brilliant. Delayed refine. I think we're gonna do... No, it needs to be this one. A little bit of a waste, but I feel like the bonus is high enough. Because we're gonna hit it with a harmonious. And then a brilliant... Oh no, this is cost. This is not amount. Yeah, I did that wrong. That's okay. We got there in the end. Despite my best efforts, we managed to succeed. You only use the gambit crafting and never failed. Have you seen my luck, Shuashura? My luck is horrific. With a practice flourish, the furnace opens up to reveal a set of perfect healing pills. Overjoyed with the perfect results, you place them aside on a prepared tray and resume focusing on making a few more sets for the returning fighters. As your second round of crafting ends, your attention once again wanders. You recognize the guards weren't lying. The crowd is still in a frenzy, and the number of injured here is staggeringly low compared to the other beast waves. With one recipe left, you begin draining task of crafting one final set. Some recuperations. Just try it for fun. You're just trying to traumatize me. Yeah, take my key. All right, let's get the delays up and running. I need to make sure we keep those up. Those are just so bloody efficient. All right, and you are control. So I would want to do this one. Cycle refine into our harmonious refine for big gains. And then a regular refine for the buff. Okay, let's get delayed fusion. Delayed rift. Oh, no, hold on. We have a harmonious. We better get some completion done. We'll pop that. Immediately go into a gentle stabilize. Delayed refine. We're in resistant. I will take my key. God, I love this repurpose key. I love this so much. Before this, we had nothing to do when it was resistant. It was so miserable. All right, I think we're going to be able to perfect this quite easily. Yeah, boom. Done. No problem. Expertly and smoothly decreasing and lowering the flame from the furnace, you lean forward to examine your result. A set of perfectly round and aromatic recuperation pills. After ensuring that you aren't mistaken, you place them to the side on a prepared tray and begin a few more rounds of refining. With your final crafts complete, you look around to find many people bustling around discussing the beast wave. The noises past the wall have ceased and the beast wave is repelled. Standing up yourself, you move to begin clearing up your station. Word spreads amongst the guards and artifact operators. Much of the provided repair blanks were created by you. And those who were injured in the festivities thank you for supplying them pills, despite their over-ambitions. Your assistance is evaluated and a fitting reward is delivered. You gain 2 Shin Hinda City reputation, 21,000 spirit stones, 4 artifact blanks, 4 healing pill pluses, 11 recuperation pills. Pocketing the rewards and excess items and accepting the thanks of the guard, you walk off thinking of next year. Man, that was so fun. I can't wait to come back. True, it's worth it, but it's a curse for you to invite you to save scum. I hate save scumming. I'm not, like, if there's a bug or I misclick or I misunderstood a mechanic, I don't mind that. But I don't like doing it. It's like, oh, I just failed a random roll. So I try not to put myself in situations where I feel forced to try to do that. I still feel bad. In our Disco Elysium playthrough, I did 1 save scum because I really wanted to see the outcome of one thing, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to replay it for years. I still feel bad about that. I don't want to say even what it was, because if you haven't played Disco Elysium, you should go experience Disco Elysium. I literally think about that every few days. I catch myself thinking about Disco Elysium. How robbed we are that we will never get this true sequel. Our world is a worse place for it. Ahmed Camp Boss says, I still don't fully understand the craft skills in this game. There were tons of skills you can buy, so you're clueless. It's a very interesting system. It's very similar to the craft system in Final Fantasy XIV. That was one of the main inspirations, Leander said. Basically, as you fill up the 2 bars, the green bar is your completion, and the blue bar is your perfection. If you get to 100% green bar, you're guaranteed to succeed in the craft. If you get to full blue bar, you're guaranteed to perfect it. If you don't finish up the bars, it's a percentage chance that you will succeed. So ideally, you always want to fill up the green bar and the blue bar. That's the ideal. If you can't do both, then you always want to fill up the green bar. Intensity is green bar. That's like completion. And refining is the perfection. And perfection is the quality of what you're making. You got stuck in the shipping container. Oh no. I did do the shipping container. I do seem to remember I had a worry that I was soft locked too, but I did get out of that one. We did actually have to do 1 reload, like a legitimate reload, because I did actually get soft locked. I was in that area at 1 HP and I had no healing items, and there was a thing that happened that always dealt you 1 damage. So I just got chain locked into game overs. So we had to actually roll back our save a little bit right there. This is still baby crafting. Wait until Sublime. Yes, I do know that exists. I have not experienced it yet. Okay, next. I do want to try to do these other beast waves. Okay, there's one here. 9 days. Do it. All right, beast wave. Yep. We will prepare the cauldron. I'm gonna try to zip through this one a little bit quicker than we did the last one. These, well, this is about the same difficulty. Okay, so you are key control. I need to make sure I keep checking that. I got a bad habit of not checking those. Boom. Let's get those up and running. We're going into another one. We've almost already perfected it. No, let's just get some fusion done here. A big harmonious. Gentle stabilize. And really we just need to... yeah, we just need to finish it. Boom. Done. +1 crafting skill. Normally you can only get crafting skill by crafting a new recipe for the first time. So the fact that I can get this crafting points here is really good. Okay, same thing, same difficulty. Okay, gentle into resistant. You are a cost one. Okay. Get my delays up. Get my buff up. Okay, ooh, I messed that up a little bit. Okay, that's just cost. We'll just eat it. Okay, get that up and running. We will take my key, please. Gentle stabilize. Get the delayed. Simple into our harmonious. Which, oh, doesn't finish us off. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll cycle fusion, which gives us the buff. There we go. Just fine. Another thing, if you're struggling with crafting, make sure you have a nice cauldron. And you also can buy potions that can help you get through there. I did have to use potions on some hard crafts to get us started. And then once the ball was rolling, I haven't been using them lately. You did the one save option, so you had to restart. Oh, that sucks, Marion. That sucks a lot. That's why I usually play as if I'm in Iron Man mode, but I usually don't play in Iron Man. I have enough self-control, it's not really a problem. Just for that reason. And doubly so if I'm doing content. Because, you know, who knows when you're going to have a crash or whatever. Okay, one more. It is flowing. Increases both. Okay, we like that. We like that a lot. Stabilize into... I mean, it's better to always get it finished first. So we'll do that. Give me both my delays. Simple fusion. Repurpose the key. Okay, one turn. Okay, let's just do simple fusion. Start up the delayed. Start up the delayed. We can't repurpose our key here. We'll just get our buff going. Oh, that was bad. I should have actually done gentle stabilize there. Lower that durability hit. One use there. I gotta be a little bit careful that we're gonna get this. If we do a delay, that should be fine. Do a delay, that should be fine. Okay, you are gonna give me 420, which is enough to finish it, so I don't need to worry about that. Let's just refine our little hearts out. Fine. Wait. I guess we can harmonious key. We don't have anything else we can do. Simple refine. Are we gonna perfect it? We got lucky and got it. We did not do very good on that craft. Okay, we give out the pills. We got 20,000 spirit stones. We got some pills back from the crafting. What's really nice about this is those aren't my materials that I'm spending. So we're just getting a bunch of pills that I don't have to pay for. Okay, next beast wave, I believe, is going to be the outpost. 18 days. We could make it there, but then that would be the end. If I wanted to go here, it's too long. I wouldn't make it. If we wanted to go here, 35 days, we're not making it. So we kind of need to make a call. Do we want to do this one? I guess we do. We're here anyways. Yeah, I think I'm committed at this point. All right, final beast wave. You find yourself standing shoulder to shoulder within the walls of the outpost of the ragtag assortment of cultivators facing down the early beast wave rushing towards you. The surge of beasts always threatens the destruction of the settlement, but it also provides an opportunity to prove yourself and excel above your peers. We will do more crafting. All right, these should be super duper easy. I don't even need to think about these, just done and done. Yep, they still give me crafting skill though. Is there not a teleport item to the observatory? Because I would much rather do this over at the observatory. And craft, and boink, and boink. Thank you for the 3 skill. Yeah, actually, I am glad I came down here because right immediately after this, we have the Lubu Lin Festival. Hey, we're gonna go raid his tomb. Well, that's pretty good timing, I guess. All right, well, let's just head to the festival. That's gonna be here. Maybe my rep is too low. Oh, that could be. Go to First Mountain and speak with the crafting puppet. What am I looking for from him? Don't understand some of the skill descriptions. Too many to pick. If you pause, like go to my VOD and just pause it on one of the craft screens, you can look and see what my build out is. In fact, here, I can even just show you. That was intense. No one fights like you do. Right, just take it off. If we bring that up, my crafting will load out. So fusion is completing the item. So I have mine set up where just the standard fusion, the harmonious one that we can use when we're in harmonious. Cycle refine, so that gives perfection, but then it gives me a buff to intensity, which is the completion. Then I have the delayed, which is it does a bunch of fusion in 4 turns, but it's cheap and it does a lot. And then I have the same things, but it's the refined version. So normal refining, harmonious refining, psychic fusion, which is the buff, delayed refine. Gentle Stabilize is probably the most powerful ability because it lowers the stability use to half, so you can get twice as many actions off. Forceful Stabilize to get some stability back. Refining Restoration, I don't use this one a lot, but this one also lowers the cost of doing refines. Siphon Key, which allows me to suck key out of the harmonious if I don't have anything else to do or I'm out of key. And then my favorite, Repurpose Key, which lets me use those resistant ones. Does anyone know what the mastery points do? The mastery points allow you to, let me just do one here. Allows you to raise these levels when you're rolling it. So if we attempt a mastery here, we use these mastery points to increase the rarity of what we rolled. So like this one right here, if I wanted to raise its rarity, we could spend the mastery points. So let me see what I actually got here. Yeah, I'll spin them here. So I raised that up to tier 4, up to tier 6, and it raises the thing. So the more points you have, the more you can raise these. These are very important, both for crafting and for combat. Also, let's fix that one that I keep saying I need to fix. Who is it? It is it you? No. Is it you? The intensity clarifying. It's not you either. I thought it was one of you for sure. Yeah, it's actually, hold on, it is you. And I haven't and you can see here, I haven't raised this guy in a while, so I have a whole bunch. Let's attempt it. So we're getting rid of that action control. That just didn't work with this one at all. Oh, and we didn't get a good one here either. For this and the next action gain, focusing, crit chance. Now that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll put our points into that. Focusing 5%, which is an extra 5% crit chance. And then I have points, so we'll just put them in there. Confirm. This one right here does not work though. So let's do a targeted one. Okay, so we want intensity, if anything. Here's some extra completion. That would be fine. Yeah, let's do that. I'm happier with that. we would put up the buff because we're not done, and that would give us some completion, which is what we're trying to do. So stop there. Yeah, that was a hard one. I struggled with that one quite a bit too. Once you've rolled them, you also can use this target to change out one. I don't think you can spend mastery points though, so whatever mastery level you're at is the mastery level you can spend to go over. So it's important to make sure you're leveling it up, the ones you want up. Also, I feel like we should have gotten a third one here, but that's fine. I don't want to spend all my ki on that at the moment. Do I want to change my stances? Yes, because we're going to be in a tournament. What are we at for time? Oh my goodness, we're almost at 2 hours. Holy moly. Speaking of 2 hours, here's Slice. Like, comment, and subscribe, you bunch of slackers. Join if you can. Babel needs new shoes and soon new socks. You got a problem with my socks? I do hate it when socks lose their elasticity, I will say that. You also need to do all your fighting. Yeah, I definitely want to actually try to win this tournament. I'll tell you what though, let me do my 5-minute tea break here because I'm gonna have a big reedy when we do the tournament. So I will let's throw the stance stuff on, and I'm gonna take my fiver, I'm gonna make my tea, and then we're gonna fix our stances and we're gonna win a tournament. That's the goal for this one. It would be really sweet if we could actually win one of these. We've never made it past, well, I guess we made it to round 2 once, but ever since we have not been back. Okay, I'm going to tell YouTube that if it would like, it may run some ads. If you're not blocking those, I appreciate the pennies, much appreciated. Get up, get yourself a drink, get yourself a stretch, and I will be back in Fiverr. All right, now back with more tea. All right, let's do this. So we got a couple new abilities here. So let's see what we want to do. So right now we're starting in Moonrise. And the new one we got, one of these two, requires at least 1 stack of Moonlight, gain 1 stack of Lunar Attunement. So could we stick it in right away? We could. Gain a stack of Lunar Attunement and deal some damage. Go from Moonlight to Sunlight. Alright, so we dropped that one. We added this. No, not that one. We added this. Requires at least 1 stack of Moonlight. Why are you saying that that's no good? Because we changed into Sunlight with this guy. That's my barrier, so I really wouldn't want to get rid of that. Alright, so you would need to go here. So we need to go from Sunlight into Moonlight right there. It can't be an opener or a finisher. So we need to be down here. Okay, like this one. Nope, never mind. We're in Sunlight. In Sunlight. Okay, so this is something we could do. We could add Sun Fury, that's damage. Gain a Solar Attunement. I do like Attunement. Okay, that works. Oh, we end in Sun, which is something important. We do want to do that. Okay, we end in Sun. Yeah, because these Day Springs need to be in Sun to get going. Alright, let's check this one. So here... Those are my barriers, though. I feel so sketchy about taking those out. I feel like we have a pretty good thing going at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to change any of these other ones. The only one I would look at would be you. And it's this one right here. Twilight Flare. Well, saying that, though, I really like the idea of getting those buffs up and running. We could maybe do it here. I think we need to get them in. We need to work these in somehow. So this one isn't going to change my stance. God, I really don't want to move any of those. Okay, what if we left that one alone? What if we look at this one? So we're in Sunlight, and we want to... We're in Sunlight, and we want to end in Sunlight. So if I hollow out the middle here... Okay, 1 stack and deal that amount of damage. Okay, we put you in. But we can only do one of you. I see. Okay, so yeah, hang on. Alright, back out of that. We need to do 1 here and 1 here because these are the 2 I bounce back and forth between. Alright, so we can put it wherever we want. I think Deepen comes out. I think it has to be that. That slots in cleanly. We have 1 less stack, but this... I think this is fine. Getting that crit chance, and it does have some power in there. We'll stack up a little bit slower, but we'll have some more immediate power and a different buff that we can do. Hey, Night Night Ninja, how's it going? People are just discussing delicious food that Babel hasn't eaten yet. Okay, so this one is in Moonlight, so we need to do the next one in Sunlight. Okay, so we are in Sunlight. We could just immediately do it. No more thoughts. All right, now we just need to make this work. We're in Sunlight. We want to end in Sunlight. We're in Sunlight. That won't work here. We're in sunlight. I think it's you. And then I really would like to get this chill in here somehow. All right, what if we gave up on that? And then we could put a deepening shadow in here. That would work. I need something that doesn't convert me. I think it's deepening shadow. All right, so we have a little, we're gonna have less barrier if we go this route, but we're gonna have way more damage with the crit and the power chance. So round 1, we gain that buff. In the round, we go down to 2. Next round, we get the other buff. We go down to 1, and then we turn the buff back on. Yeah, so we'll always have the buffs up. We will never lose them here. And then this also gets Chilling Radiance back, which is a minus 30 to the enemy. And they get 2 stacks, so it's basically up permanently if I just keep rotating between 1 and 2. And we end in sunlight, which is important for me being able to switch between my other stances. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. I don't think I want to change my healing one. It's focused on healing and shields. That's fine. And I don't think I want to change the Sun and the Moon World Destroyer, which is our finisher. And I think we're gonna, hold on. We're gonna rename, this isn't Ethereal Rejuvenation. This is Little Nap. My little nap snance. Summon Heavenly, no. This is Lunar Overlord. And Hammer to the Fire, no. This is Midday Nap. There we go. Much more easy to remember names. You'll have eggs and toast in an hour. Oh, that sounds good too. You guys make me hungry. Knock it off. I already ate. I eat so crappy on nights I stream because I only have about 50 to 60 minutes from when I step in the door to when I go live. So I need to make something, consume it, clean it up, you know, get ready for stream, all in that amount of time. Okay, let's do this. And by do this, I mean turning these cloth things I've had in my backpack for 5 years. Here's some moldy socks I crafted you. All right, festival, finally. Cup of nice black tea. Well, I'll see your cup of black tea. I'm gonna get mine actually. It's been brewing here since I got back. It's probably good enough. I don't know what it was about Dominions on Friday, but I blew my voice out somehow. I'm still trying to recuperate a little bit. Okay, food stalls. You find yourself drawn to the food stalls where the air is thick with the scent of sugar and oil. Great flying vats have been set up alongside a number of stalls. Within each stall, runners fry strips of batter. Oh, Yoza, freshly fried Yoza. Come, try some. Just 500 spirit stones each. Buy it. You hand over the spirit stones. Vendor hands you a paper cone containing 3 of the fried delicacies coated in glistening white powder. It's crisp yet fluffy on the inside, and the seasoning on its surface sends your tongue tingling. You finish it in moments and find yourself wanting more. Then a feeling of power rushes through you, sending a shiver down your spine. You feel invigorated as if you could take on the world. Tastes good, doesn't it? That's the Lubin Lin seasoning, guaranteed to give your celestial techniques a boost. I wish you luck in the tournament, young one. The vendor grins at you and turns back to his griddle for the next customer. I know, tell me about it, Mello. Babble meal trip. Well, this is me boiling the water. All right, now I'm gonna put the hot dogs in the boiling water. We're gonna time that for 6 minutes. All right, now we're gonna put that in a hot dog bun. Would be a short stream. All right, the parade. You find yourself swept up in the Great Parade, a riot of color and sound that winds its way through the village. Dancers in elaborate costumes twirl and leap, musicians play on every corner, and the air is filled with the scent of incense and flowers. The people around you cheer and clap, their faces alight with excitement and joy. And you move with the crowd, eventually arriving in the village square. Here, a raised stage has been erected, where a constant stream of dancers perform the great dance known as Descending Star, an intricate performance detailing Lu Bu Lin's journey to the heavens above and the wonders he discovered there. As dancers whirl on and off the stage, clad in black robes dotted with specks of sparkling white, giving the illusion of a tapestry of shifting stars, it sends a tingle down your spine as you watch the performance detail the great progenitor of the celestial arts travel through the chaotic space. Dancers clashing into one another again and again. The key in the air is thicker and thicker until feels like you could reach out and touch it. I really like these tales that we get at these festivals. We gain some key. We bow with respect. Let's go to the fruit vendor. You find yourself drawn to a stall piled high with spirit fruits, each one more vibrant and enticing than the last. The vendor, a young woman with a wide smile and a quick laugh, greets you warmly as you approach. Come, try some spirit fruit. They're fresh from the orchards, and each one is guaranteed to give a boost of energy and vitality. The vendor gestures at the fruit, each one glowing with inner light, and you feel the power emanating from their surface. These are true spirit fruits. Oh, they did not go up to the next rank. Boo. Boo. All right, well, I was hoping we could buy the good stuff. Enjoy, I hope to see you next year, the vendor says before turning to wave down her next customer. Those apples were not as juicy as we had thought. All right, next, the Lore Master's performance. I really like these lore tales. I think these are really well done. You find yourself drawn to a small stage where a Lore Master is preparing to perform the tale of Lu Bu Lin, the progenitor of celestial arts. Finally, the wrinkled old man steps forth, his eyes glittering with wisdom that seems to reach back centuries. He gestures dramatically, clears his throat, and begins to recite with a voice resonating with power. What are the heavens? Some of you may never have considered this fundamental question. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, the moon wheels past overhead, swimming through a tapestry of twinkling stars, perpetual, unchangeable, eternal. Yet, there was one who sought to answer this question, Lu Bu Lin. Even in his youth, he was a powerful cultivator, wielding the cloud arts to smite those who would stand in his way. But such power made him curious. It derived from the skies above, a majestic, visible manifestation of natural phenomenon, harnessed and shared by the lost ancestor Xiaoqi. Yet there was something greater above the clouds, above the storms and the hurricanes. So surely a power derived from that would be the greatest of all. Lu Bu Lin poured all of his wealth he accumulated over his years into building a very peculiar flying sword, designed to do little but go up, higher than any had ever ventured before. Then, one day, with barely a word to anyone, he left on a journey. It took him nearly a century to return. There's no record of what he encountered in the heavens, but what he did was bring back overwhelming power. The majesty of the heavens, the power of the stars, the fury of the sun. All of it was his to command, and commanded he did. With ruthless efficiency, he crushed all of his opposition, quickly rising to a position of power that none could challenge. The first emperor of the world seen in eons. An empire ruled reportedly with a just hand, forming a bureaucratic court with carefully maintained order. His inquisitors sought out dissenters. His dervishes cut down spirit beasts in the thousands. The world was at peace. And yet, Lu Bu Lin was changed. Something that he'd experienced on that journey had tainted him, had twisted him. He was often distracted, eyes looking beyond the present at some unknown far-off place. Maybe he yearned to return to the heavens that had claimed him for that lost century. Maybe it was something more. Such answers are now lost to time. Ooh, does he want to go on a journey born on wings of absolute authority? He should have gotten a few thrones. That same curiosity, that same drive to understand the heavens, is what touches every cultivator who uses Lu Bu Lin's celestial arts. We are all his children in a way, and we all seek to understand the heavens, to reach out and touch the stars. Do you read me, Major Tom? As the Lore Master's tale reaches its climax, the cloud erupts into applause. He gives a flourishing bow before moving away, off behind the stage and out of sight. Slowly, the onlookers start to dispense, murmuring to each other, their faces filled with wonder and awe. You sit for a moment, the story fills your mind, before you rise and head back to the throng of the festival. Space cultivation? Yeah. Well, I mean, it might also have something to do with the, those celestial threats that we're fighting. Maybe he saw that. He sees the horrors. Maybe he got horror marked while he was up there. Visit the Disc Challenge. You find yourself with a great commotion on the outskirts of the festival. A crowd is gathered around a great trio of discs, watching as challenger after challenger lines up to try to stop the monolithic rings from turning using nothing but their key. The air is filled with the cheers of crowds as they encourage each competitor to outdo the last. Step right up, step right up. Test your control over Celestial and win a prize if you can demonstrate your mastery. Spirit Fruit and Celestial Crystals for those who can manage to halt one ring, as special prize to those who can halt all three. We've got this, team. Requires 50. Try to halt all three. You lose 2,000 Spirit Stones. You hand over the Spirit Stones and step up to the trio of discs. They are great things, emblazoned with the symbols of sun and moon. Immediately, you see what you need to do. Infuse your key into the moonlight symbols to lock them in place and prevent the disc from turning, so you begin. Key floods out of you as you push into all three of the discs, and slowly they grind to a halt before stopping entirely. The crowd cheers and you step back, a smile on your face at your victory. A true masterclass in celestial manipulation, most impressive. A prize for your achievement, the man says, pressing a pouch into your hand. Enjoy the festival and good luck in the tournament. We got a Spirit Berry. Spirit Berry. Okay, good. That's the one we need. We got a Technique 1, 2, and 3. And we got one trophy. A trophy from the Lubulin Festival in Liangtiao Village, awarded to those that can halt the rotation of all three celestial discs. We apparently are still missing 2 techniques. That's good to know. With a smile on your face and the taste of victory sweet in your mouth, you head back to the festival. All right, one more to go. Let's eat our fruit before we forget, as usual. Let's be really sad when I unlock a new technique and have to go fiddle with everything again. Guardian Star. Gain Guardian Star. After each technique, there is sunlight that After each technique, if there is sunlight, deal 5,100 damage. If there is moonlight, gain 3,095 barrier. Removed at end of round. I don't know if I like this one yet. So every technique would do it. I couldn't do it here, basically. Well, I guess I could. I couldn't do it in my opener. It would have to go second, but every other round could do it, and we would get 1, 2, 3, 4 instances of it off. If those were all sunlight, that'd be 20,000 damage, but it's about 50-50. That seems like it's going to be really good. It's just not good for me yet. So, Blood, Blossom, Fist, Weapon, Cloud, Celestial is the sequence they come out. Yes, and the years are labeled. If you look at your calendar, we're in Year of the Celestial. Next year is going to be back to Year of Blood. So, Blood, Blossom, Fist, Cloud, Weapon, Celestial. So, yes, you had that correct. Which is very cool. And that also means, like I said, we have now read all the festivals, so going forward, we'll be able to get through these a little bit quicker. Although I say that, there's another festival. We may go check that out. Okay, but we want to do the tournament. On the outskirts of the village, a great tournament ground has been erected, with a raised platform that surrounds by formation protecting seating. A wild energy fills the air, excitement from the spectators and nervousness from the competitors. Here's a chance for many to make their name, to prove their mastery of the celestial techniques and emerge as champion. Here, legends are born. You can't? This is Noob Arena? You can't what? Looking to compete, the attendant in the booth asks you to reach. Ticket costs 1,000. Ah, I see. I'm too strong. Actually, I'll miss this year. You turn away from the tournament booth, a tear in your eye. You try to stiffen up your lips. You feel a quiver on them. You thought for once you could win. Leave the festival. As day turns into night, the music fades away. The crowd thins until all that's left is the hollowness you feel in your heart. All right, but we could use the teleportation amulet. Where was this other one at? I didn't know there was a second one, so this is news to me. Okay, it's at the other city. We could use our transportation. I kind of want to go see what's different. I guess we should. This is our festival, so missing it would really suck. Let's do it. Also, I am really wounded. Can I please enter and heal before we do this? Travel thing. There's no place I can heal here? Okay, grumble, grumble. Okay, come down here. Heal. Recuperate. Alright, travel. Back up. Go. The great city of Shinhindai stands as a beating heart of the realm, the awe-inspiring sight that is only overshadowed by its floating sister shrouded above it in the crowds. Thousands upon thousands of cultivators live, work, fight, and die within these walls, ruled over by noble families residing in the skies above. Let's check out the festival. Now that the beast wave has been thoroughly crushed, the great festival of Lubulin is fully underway. The city is decked out in splendor to celebrate the progenitor of the celestial school of techniques. Tapestries, streamers, lanterns adorning every wall or surface. Music and merriment sound from every direction, emanating from dozens of stalls designed to attract and amuse any arrival. So much excitement, in fact, that it's difficult to know where to start. We're going to start at the fruit vendor. You find yourself drawn to a stall piled high with spirit fruits, each one more violent and enticing than the last. There's a young apple-bottom girl that smiles with a quick laugh, greets you warmly as you approach. Come, come, try the spirit fruit. Ah, she's got the good stuff. All right, I'm in. I'm in. Give them all to me. And let's immediately use those before I forget. Consume all. Celestial plus 100. Candied fruit stall. I don't know if that's going to be different than the buff we have, but let's find out. The smell of sugar and fruit hits you as you approach the stall, the bright colors of candied fruit on display catching your eyes. The vendor, a round-faced woman with a wide smile, greets you as you approach. Welcome, welcome. Would you like to try some candied spirit fruit? It's a specialty of the festival, sure to give your celestial techniques a real boost. I promise you won't be disappointed. Better not for 4 times the price. You lose 2,000 spirit fruits. You hand over the spirit stones. The vendor hands you a paper cone containing the sticky morsel of fruit. You take a bite, and the taste explodes in your mouth, sending a shiver of power down your spine. You feel invigorated, as if you could take on the world. You gain 365 candied spirit fruit. Has a kick, doesn't it? I wish you luck in the tournament, young one. Can we see our buff here? No. I guess let's do the tournament first. I was all geared up to fight. We're probably not going to win this though because we're not the high rank. We're kind of out of sync with the tournaments, unfortunately. You find yourself standing before the great Shin Hinda Arena, a majestic construction packed to the bursting with people. A wild energy fills the air, excitement from the spectators and nervousness from the competitors. Here's a chance for me to make their name, prove their mastery of the celestial techniques, and emerge a champion. I do need an artifact really badly. All right, well, at least we can participate. Do it. Fantastic. Just head over to the waiting area around the corner, the attendant says, handing you a numbered ticket. The tournament will begin shortly, so make sure you're ready. And remember, only celestial techniques are allowed. With the ticket in hand, you head over to wait with the competitors, the sound of the crowd growing louder and louder as the tournament is about to begin. It doesn't take long for the man to enter the waiting room, his voice booming with the fighters. Welcome all to the Key Condensation Tournament, held in honor of Lu Bu Lin. Competitors are restricted using celestial techniques, so adjust your stances now if you haven't already. I don't want to see any attempted cheating. Now rest, prepare, and let the ancestors guide your techniques. You don't have to wait much long before a giant gong sounds, and you shuffle out amongst the others to stand in the arena. The crowd roars and the tournament begins. All right, the deepest we've ever made it is round 2. Let's see if we can at least tie that. Well, he already has a better artifact than us, so that's not great. All right, so he buffs himself a bunch and then hits me really hard. Okay, he's got the same thing we have, but just twice as good, basically. Okay, what are you doing? Day Spring. You don't have any sunlight, though. So that should tell him he doesn't have sunlight. You have to make the biggest sun moon you can. Deal. I am on this. This is what I live for. Dreaming of bigger moons. Okay, I'm not particularly scared of what he has queued up there. It begins. I definitely give round 1 to me, even with his better artifact. Okay, so he has Inner Fury 3. Okay, also, we have stuff. Now is not the time to be cheap. What did he use? Inner Fury 3. Okay, we could do some healing. At the end of each round heal. I don't need that yet. I think we would want to do some damage. Or get a bunch of defense. We probably want the damage. Doping mid-fight. No, these are just protein pills. They help me stay hydrated. There you go. Okay. Round 2. I think we just continue in our thing. We're gonna get him with the debuff here. Look at my buff bar compared to his. Look at my moon compared to his. Wait a minute, does it not show him? He doesn't have any stacks. Oh my gosh, chat. He's sunless and moonless. He's probably maidenless too. Oof. Oof. Imagine being this guy. All right, we got the big debuff on him. What's he have on us? Also, imagine not buying fruit from the apple bottom girl. Yeah, we have a celestial boost twice, so 15%. We are in our lunar attunement, which he is not stacking. We have Twilight Moon rolling. We have our sunlight, solar, our pill, Twilight Sun, and we're still shielded a little bit. I'm feeling good. I mean, maybe I'm being cocky here. We are gonna have less barrier because our talisman's gonna end. Oh, he threw something out. That's that move we just learned, I think. All right. The question is, do we go for a heal or do we go for a finisher? I have enough lunar attunement that we could do our finisher. It's based on our stacks though, and we don't have that many stacks. All right, let's item. Let's pop a regen or a pulsed. Pulse gets me 13,000. A regen. 5 stacks at the end of each round. So for 5 rounds times 5, that'd be about 50,000. If I'm reading that right. Yeah, let's pop that. Let's go for a heal. Yeah, I feel like that put us in a really good place. And more stacks. More stacks. Yeah, I don't know what the heck he's doing. He keeps not getting enough stacks. Who is this loser? I'm getting annoyed by how bad he is. I'm taking this very seriously. I think we're gonna do the finisher next round. I think he's just gone. He's barrierless, sunless, moonless, maidenless. I don't even know what this guy's doing. Get out of here. Let's put him out of his misery. Also, okay, another random suggestion. If I give my thing a custom name, it would be cool if the custom name of the stance would pop up when I turned it on. Kind of like shouting out your moves. What do they call it? Supreme Lunar Overlord. And you would just shout that when I did it. All right, we got a battle sense. We got a bunch of key. We absolutely just dumpstered that guy, who apparently doesn't know how Celestial works. He's your passive. I was never that bad, Marion. Never that bad. All right, Li Hua Hua, or Yan Hua. Plate. All right, what do you know, lady? You have the same weapon he had. Although this is a weaker one? She has a weaker weapon than he had. All right, so she's doing sunlight. No. She's doing day spring. Okay, she doesn't understand how Celestial works either. Is this a known bug? Like, are these just not programmed correctly? Because they're not getting into stance properly. This isn't going to work because she's not going to have any sunlight. This isn't going to work because she has no sunlight. She'll go into lunar here, get a lunar stack. Okay, and then lunar chill will go off. That must be the move I don't know yet. And then she'll actually have some sunlight, and then she can work. Maybe they use talismans? Would that not already show up though? Because my talisman shows up right here as shielded. If we hear that break sound, then that's her messing up. Yeah, insufficient. Insufficient. Now she moons. Deepen, and then she gets to lunar chill. Okay, now she'll be fine. Okay, so she's in solar. She's gonna intensify. Midday rejuvenation, then heal. Put up, do some damage. Okay, I'm still not particularly worried here. I think my moon's bigger. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. I gotta watch that heal though. Okay, well, no, I don't want to do it too early. I have a feeling this one's going to come down to building up a bunch of stacks and doing a finisher. I'm ahead slightly, but now my talisman is worn out. No, we don't need to heal until we're down to like at least like 2/3. I feel like, is she a little bit ahead of me? She's at, yeah, okay, check out the sun on her. It's a big sun. Xiaoqi's a little impressed. He likes big suns and moons, and he cannot lie. Yeah, I feel like we've pulled ahead though. It's neck and neck. I think next season we should have a power napping competition. Okay, unless she switches up her stance, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go ahead. Let's do our heal and see where that takes us. Yeah. 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 Our first heal fills us up and our second one does like nothing. What are we at for stacks? 18. Okay, we're not quite ready. I want to be at full stacks if we're going to do a finisher. We need to respect our opponent. We need 20. We're at 19 currently. Come on, get me to 20. 21, okay. 22. All right. Let's do it. And buffing, Heavenly Blast, Deepen Shadows, Lunar Rebuke. Boom. I missed them. I missed the amount. No, my eyes flicked the wrong side. Let's just pretend it was 1,000,000 and it'll make me feel better. 77k. Well, I said let's pretend it's 1,000,000. She actually has defense compared to what we fight normally. Okay. I feel like that was fine. I felt pretty in control there. I also need to remember, we heal so ridiculously much, I should wait until the last second to heal, as dangerous as that is. There's a stats button on the top right. Oh, I already closed it. I thought it disappeared when the round ended, but maybe I was wrong about that. Okay, we're fighting Mei Ling Jai. Uh-oh, she looks like she might actually know more. Moonrise. Okay, so she's actually in stance properly. And she's bouncing back and forth properly. Okay, so she's just gonna do a bunch of stacks. What's her artifact? Yeah, pretty mediocre. Doesn't do that much. She's bonking me with the hammer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, go for it. Whatever she does in her second round will tell us if we win or lose, basically. All right, what are you gonna do? Okay, so she's going to Deepen Shadow, so gain an extra stack. She's gonna debuff me. Sunstrike isn't that spooky. That seems fine. Assuming that those are the two she's gonna bounce back and forth between, I think we're okay. If she switches it up to something that actually scales, then we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, look at this. We're at 4 sunlight. She's already at 6 moonlight. Do I want to do a damage pill? I don't think most of these fights have gone much beyond 5 rounds. This lasts 3. Okay, let's not do it yet. We're out of talisman now, so now we're into the real fight. We're done warming up. There you. I mean, that's fine. We do have to remember that we're gonna be chain radiance, so we're gonna always have 30% less power than we're expecting. I think we got this. That moon's bigger than yours. I mean, are those stars in your eyes, or? He does like big moons. All right, we got absolutely blasted. All right, let's pop the Iron Skin pill and let's do a heal. Okay, we did come out ahead, but only just. Let's do another heal. Okay, we're back to full. Now we are using a defensive thing here, though. All right, and then let's also shift to offense. Okay, my defensive pill is gonna wear off here in a second. Where are they? I do wish these wouldn't move around quite so much when I'm trying to look for certain things. All right, that's my damage pill. Okay, never mind. We still have 5 stacks. All right, let's not be cocky, though. I would like to actually win a tournament, so let's pop a regen pill. We're only at 13 because we don't really build during our healing ones. She's at 11. I think that big hit, I think I missed it. I think she did a finisher. I'm not sure where else her stacks went there. All right, I think we gotta risk it for the biscuit. I think we're gonna do our finisher. We're only at 16, but if we truly did 77 last time, we should be able to do 14 this time. I don't think we survive 2 more rounds. All right, we will pop the only healing that we can, and we're gonna do a finisher. Come on, come on. Big hit, big hit. Oh, we made it. We made it. Okay, combat log. I see. When you said combat log before, I was looking for it up here. I've never actually opened this combat log before. I've always opened it down here. Okay, so I want to know the final hit. Oh, do you just tell me what I did? You don't give me numbers? Oh. No, in the round buffs. Here we are. Damage 1.5 million, reduced to 81,000, critical hit. So the defense is a big part of that equation. We did 1.5 million, but it was reduced down to 81,000. And it was a critical hit. That we did end up using 19 sunlight though. 20 is the maximum on that skill, so we could do slightly more damage. That does go to show cultivators have way more defense than spirit beasts do. Like way more. We also were at negative 30% power here. She had moon chill on us the whole fight. So we could have done, I don't know the exact equation, but give or take 30% more. So about, let's call it 100K. I don't know how that math works in the background. All right. Impress the ladies, Xiaoqi. I guess we leave. Your final opponent falls before your mastery of the moon and the sun. The crowd erupts into wild applause. You throw your arms into the air and suppress a yawn as a gesture of victory. And the cheers redouble, washing over you like a wave. And he has done it! The champion of the key condensation tournament is Xiaoqi Long! A truly impressive display of skill and strength, worthy of the great Lubulim themselves, the announcer shouts, his voice cutting over the crowd. Then you feel something more behind the adulation of the crowd. You sense a powerful presence approving of your victory, and with it a surge of power sends tingles up your spine. You gain Lubulin Chosen 3 Prophecy Destiny. I just made it prophecy for some reason. Celestial boost plus 7.5. Ooh la la. That is permanent, I take it. The announcer walks over to you, seeming oblivious to the profound experience you just underwent, and presses a heavy clinking bag into your hands. You gain 30,000 spirit stones. With the audience still cheering, you leave the arena, trying not to get mugged, and return to the bustle of the festival. Everything went better than expected. I do feel like maybe, the other ones have seemed fine that I've seen, but maybe celestial combatants need a little bit of scripting so they at least start in a proper stance. Because the first 2 guys we fought had 0 chance to win, because the first guy never got into stance, and the second guy wasted an entire round before he got moving. That just seems a little bad for Celestial. Either that, or maybe give them a trinket, like guarantee they're wearing the trinket. Just food for thought. I mean, it's not game breaking, but the other tournaments are guaranteed to be more difficult because they're not going to have that same problem. They may not be great stances, but at least they won't sit there and do absolutely nothing for an entire round. Okay, let's do trinket. You end up in front of a dingy stall piled high with an assortment of trinkets and novelties, each one more peculiar and intriguing than the last. The vendor, an old man with a stuck scowl and a grunt, greets you as you approach. Come then, see anything you like. Be warned, I know the worth of what I've got, he grumbles out as he gestures to his assortment of items. Okay, technique crystal. I actually wouldn't hate buying one of those, but we're gonna get more. Celestial absorption. A formation tablet that slowly condenses the power of sun and moon. Every cycle, the user can utilize the power within for their own purposes, unleashing powerful celestial techniques without the typical setup. Gain formation celestial adaptation. Each activation of your formation will add 1 stack of sunlight and moonlight. That seems like that would be really good. I'm gonna buy that. Oh, this isn't the recipe though. Oh. I'm gonna buy it. I don't think I want to buy that. That's too expensive. That seems really good. I love how spirit cores are such a rare commodity, and then you go to the city and they sell them like gumball machines. They sell them in gotchas. Dude, but that's so cultivation. Like, guy starts off at some loser in some village, and like, he gets like 1 spirit stone and he thinks he's so rich, and then he joins the sect and they're like, they just like throw the spirit stones away as like crumbs, and it's just garbage to them. I love that. All right, I don't think we're buying any of this though. We'll get a spirit core at some point. I mean, maybe we buy 1 just so we can turn it in. It's cheap enough. All right. We'll buy 1. Support the local economy. A pleasure. Now go enjoy the festival and leave an old man alone. With a thoughtful look on your face, you head back to the festival. Let's check out the alchemy competition. Yeah, Amelia, I do the same thing. I'm so horrible about using consumables, especially truly limited consumables. If that was the recipe, I'd be all in on that. But I just know I would just sit on those for freaking ever. That's one thing I do like about modern games. Like, for example, in Clair Obscur, you have the potions, but they're not like a number. You have a number of uses, and then it just refuels them when you rest. Because then I actually end up using them. Because in most games, I'm like, but what if I need them later? Babel, this is the last boss. You have 500 potions. Just use one. No, what if... But maybe there's a super boss. Maybe I'll need them then. I always do that. I hoard stuff so badly. You find yourself standing before a large tent, a sign above it proclaiming it to be the alchemy competition. Inside, you can see rows of tables, each one covered in vials, beakers, and simmering concoctions. The air is thick with the smell of herbs and spices. The sound of bubbling fluids fills your ears. All entrants of the alchemy challenge step forward. 5,000 to enter, and the winner can receive a prize of 30,000. So it doesn't tell me the skill level. I guess let's try it. We'll have to just find out what it's like. You join the other entrants at the table, each one covered in a variety of ingredients and tools. The air is thick with the smell of herbs and spices. Ooh, the Colonel's secret recipe. And the sound of bubbling liquids fills your ears. The competition is fierce, but you're determined to find out the secret recipe. The ingredients have been provided on your tables. You have an hour to attempt to decipher the secret recipe. Diffuse it into the design placed before you. Begin. Alchemy competition. 5,000? We do not have great odds here. We do not have great odds here. I'm not even sure we can get to 5,000. All right, what's our condition? Okay, it is key intensity. So you're saying there's a chance I can at least complete it and not be a total failure. I do have items. These are probably not good enough. Maybe I'll pop this anyways. It's not even that much, but maybe I'll pop it anyways. All right. Araska says, you just have to believe in me who believes in you. All right, you won't let me down. I definitely won't blame you if this doesn't work. All right, we have a harmonious into a brilliant right off the bat. Okay. Give me a gentle. Let's pop the intensity. Harmonious Bang. And then I think we just do a normal fusion here. It is brilliant, so it's going to give us double effect. Okay, you know, we're a fifth of the way there. We have 2 more actions with our potion buffed. I do want to make sure we get the most out of that. We'll use it. We'll use it. A harmonious. All right. We need to get our delayed in. I am so sketchy. I'm not even sure I want to do a refine. I mean, I guess we need a little bit just to have a chance. We have 1 use. We're in balance. That's really annoying, actually, because I'm going to want to put gentle up next. All right, do it. All right, I think we're going to actually grab the key here. It's only going to cost me 5 condition. I don't have gentle up currently, which is really bad. Yeah, let's siphon the key. All right, we will... We want to do that? Not yet. I want to go a little bit lower. Okay, here we're going to forcefully stabilize. Oh, I'm 2 mana short. Oh, but we're in. Oh, but I can't. Oh no, no. All right, we still might be able to at least finish it. That sucks a lot. I can't believe I was 2 mana short. All right, 1, 2, okay. Do we just go for the finish, or do we drain and then do, well, if we drain, we're down to 10, and then we do that, we'd only get 2 more. We drain, and then we could forcefully stabilize, and we would get some more. However, I can't do refines without mana, and that would use all my mana. I think we're just gonna go for the completion. All right, we at least completed it, so we're not going to be skunked. We at least completed it, considering I didn't know what I was getting myself into. That was pretty doable, though. If we had proper equipment and whatnot, I feel like we could do that. Very nice, very nice. Not a perfect result, but certainly something of note. Here's your prize. 15,000 spirit stones. If you don't get a perfect, you failed. What is this? 98% on your test, son. Did I raise a failure? Really channeling that cultivation parents aura there. You can blame me, I had bad vibes. All right, thanks, Floodwater. You can take the blame. You'll save Araska from it. If you get a sublime, you pass. Well, I'm not even unlocked that yet, so. Took your second festival to succeed. Yeah, that was our first time. We didn't know what we were walking into. Coming into that with a couple potions and a reagent would make a big difference, if nothing else. Okay, cool. The Tale Singer's story. You find yourself drawn to a small stage where the Tale Singer is regaling a crowd with a story of the great Lu Bu Lin, the progenitor of celestial school techniques. Each of the man's words is accompanied by a flurry of notes from the Guzhing across his laugh, weaving into a whole that enraptures every listener in the table. What is ascension? A question that only 6 in history of our world truly know the answer to. Yet, that statement isn't quite true, is it? For when Lu Bu Lin ascended, somehow his court vanished as well. The Yinchan court, the complex bureaucracy that the emperor had built to manage his empire, over his long years of rulership, all vanished alongside their master when he ascended. The only trace remaining of the thousands of civil servants are the violent echoes in the mystic regions, testing those who seek power from the spirits of the emperor within. Yet it seems like the exodus wasn't entirely unplanned. Some of the members of the court left behind messages to their family or actively put their affairs in order before the moment of their vanishing. They knew they would be going somewhere, but where and why? Sadly, none of them have ever returned to tell us, and none of the messages shared with the wider public have contained even a hint as their destination. All we can do is speculate and strive to break through, to reach the ninth realm and pass beyond. For if we wish to know the truth, we must discover it for ourselves. As the tale reaches its climax, the crowd erupts into applause. The tale singer gives a flourishing bow before moving off behind the stage and out of sight. Slowly, the onlookers start to disperse, murmuring to each other, their faces filled with wonder and awe. You stand there for a moment, the story still filling your mind, before heading back to the throng of the festival. Also remember your crafting skills higher. Yeah. One of the reasons I haven't done that is I didn't want to miss one of the festivals. Now that we've heard the stories, although I guess that's not true because now we have new stories here. Yeah. I don't have a good plan then. My plan was I thought we were done with festivals and then I could just grind between streams and not have to worry about the passage of time. But I guess that's not true. All right, good festival. Good festival. 10 out of 10. Hey, oh, she's ready to talk. She's ready to talk. Oh my gosh, can we get rid of the exclamation point? That's been stressing me out for like 2 streams. You find Ima standing in the middle of the street, her eyes fixed on a building across the way. She looks troubled. As you approach, she turns and her expression softens. Is there something bothering you? Yeah, it's a bad combination of I don't want to do something that's like super repetitive on stream. I just don't think it makes for the best viewing experience. And I also don't want to just move time forward if you guys are going to miss events. So I kind of had the worst of both worlds. It wouldn't be a problem for a normal person playing. Ima shrugs with a frown settling back onto her face. Just memories, promises, I don't know, it's nothing. You can tell me if you want or stay silent. I mean, we're sworn siblings. You can tell me if you want. Thank you, Xiaoqi. I know I can trust you with anything. She did let us know where there's some treasure, and that's basically the most trust you can have. You wait for a moment as she gathers her thoughts, her gaze distance. Eventually, she speaks. I grew up here, you know, in Shinhinda. In there, she gestures towards the building she was staring at. Is it like an orphanage? A huge sign hangs over it. The golden letters spell out Yanjin Shu. 2 tough-looking men stand outside, arms crossed, watching the street, glowering at any passerbys that meanders too close. No windows are visible from the street, and the door is solid wood, reinforced with iron. It couldn't be a less inviting place if it tried. Are your parents in there? I made grimaces. My father is, my mother, she's gone. One day she was one of the most powerful cultivators in the city, a prodigy, free cultivator who reached the 6th realm. The next, she just vanished. No one knows what happened to her, let alone me. With her gone, the vultures struck within weeks, demanding this or that, things of hers that they each insisted they were promised, hundreds of them. It took barely a week for me to be left with nothing. I had to leave and to go him, my father. She says the word like it's a curse. Not on great terms with him, I take it. When my mother lowered herself to sleep with him, I'll never know. He's a coward, a bully, and what his organization does, it's everything a cultivator should stand against. It's why I applied to join the sect and left all those years ago. I swore to myself, I swore to him I'd never return. Yet here I am, and I can't help but feel, I don't know what to feel. What exactly does your father do? My father's organization, they prey on the weak. Miracle elixirs, cultivation techniques, breakthrough pills, all promising a way to ascend to the next realm with ease. Those who utilize them become addicted to the power, paying greater and greater sums to keep their cultivation going. Then when their funds inevitably dry out, my father's organization swoops back in, demanding payment in other ways. It produces a cycle of crime that tears families apart, that rots the city to its core. So they're cultivation drug dealers. And at the center of this web of deceit is where my father sits, pulling the strings, growing fat and rich off the suffering of others. I can't stand it. And I can't stand that I allowed myself to work as one of his enforcers for even a day, let alone the years I gave to him. No, this ends today. You want to go inside or you want to leave? You want to go inside? I may thinks for a moment, then she nods her head. Yes, I've come this far. And I'm not that weak-willed girl who is suckered into doing dirty work. I have strength now. I can put a stop to this. I would appreciate some support, Xiaoqi. Would you mind coming in with me? I got your back, always. Thank you. That means more to me than you know. Aimee says with a warm smile. Well then, let's do this. Squaring her shoulders, Aimee turns towards the building, takes a deep breath, and strides forward. Back off, lady. This place is none of your business. One of the guards snarls as Aimee approaches, holding one beefy hand towards her. Actually, I think it is. Go tell Baotu that Aimee wants to see him. Tell him his daughter's back. You're Baitu's daughter? One of the thugs says, looking at the other with a strange expression. If you ain't lying, then we'll go take you to see him. Good, lead on then, Aimee says, stepping between the guards. I assume he's still in. Between one breath and the next, the thug lashes out with an elbow, smashing Aimee in the back of the head and sending her slamming into the wall. Spinning, the other thug leaps towards you, his face twisted into a snarl. Well, I didn't know you had a death wish, but I'm happy to help you with that. Imagine only having the power of clouds. How embarrassing would that be? Okay, he's at his 20. I think that's usually the big thing for them, is getting to 20. So far, we seem all right, although talismans just wore out. All right, things seem to be holding, and I don't believe he has any more scaling to do. Repeat if you have 5 clouds, repeat if you have 10, repeat for every 5 clouds you have, up to 10. Up to 40. Okay, he can scale up to 40. I assume these must be their higher tier stuff. Yeah, I do see that, wolf. I think we're still good to keep climbing for now. If we get to like a half, we'll probably do a heal. Yeah, close. He's not climbing very quickly though. Oh! I said what? I said we weren't climbing? What the heck just hit me there? Just a bajillion like machine gun. All right, well that definitely got real. I don't know why that changed up so quick there. He only got to 26. That didn't go up. He must have done something else that I hadn't read in that previous one. All right, let's pop a healing pill, and we're gonna need to do our healing thing. Hopefully he can't do that twice in a row. I didn't catch what that actually was. Yeah, that wasn't that. We lucked out that that didn't finish us off. We're only at 10 stacks, too. I really need to get a new artifact. Okay, that's barrier. Okay, cloud boost before each... Okay, that's just like little poke damage. That's just a debuff. Okay, this is not a big one. I gotta be really careful because now that I know he can hit me that hard. Let's do another iron skin pill. I feel like the 10k defense is worth it. All right, give me some more stacks. All right, use item. Give me a healing pill. We're gonna go for the finishing move here. 10k. I'm not sure we have this. Our finishing move is slow. It's very slow. Yeah. Piddly damage, piddly damage, piddly damage. We get we give him a bunch of vulnerability and then we hit really hard. If you have 2 of them, that's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. All right, yeah, no finisher here then. We got to go for the heal. Hopefully he loses his clouds when he changes guys. I have a feeling he doesn't, though. All right, we got to heal again. Okay, perfect, at least there. We end the round at full. Okay, good, and he does lose his stacks. All right, now we have a blood guy. Can drugs help? When do they not? I've already used up a lot of my toxicity, though. I don't have that much left. In fact, what can we do? We can do one more of anything. Although I say anything, it's the weaker stuff. We'll probably just pop a regen pill. That's probably the most we can get. All right. I don't know blood well at high ranks. I've only played it through the second realm. Okay, pure. He's going to gain a bunch of pure blood. Okay, he uses up corruption. Right. Eviscerate. 13,000. That's going to be pretty ouchy. Now, one bright side we do have, unlike him, we're at 15 stacks. If we get to 20, I do the finisher and I think we win. That means we need to survive a couple rounds. Okay, one, heal. Okay, heal, heal. Okay, that's not that damaging. We have our, yeah, we have lunar. We actually have more lunar than solar, so let's build up some more solar. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Ooh, and he messed up and he didn't have enough corruption. Okay. Right, what did you build? Okay, you popped some iron skin. I'm giving you a big debuff, and you have one pure blood left. Are you doing the same? You're basically doing the same thing. I'm at 18 stacks. Where's my lunar? Okay, we're at equal of both. All right, number 2. Yeah. I think. Dang, I don't know. All right, give me. I should have popped the regen pill last round. I think we have to heal this one. I think we heal this one. If we survive this round, we win. Okay. We're at plenty of stacks. He has 32,000. He still has the iron skin, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. He is at key condensation 3, but I'm only in late, so that's only a little bit more stats. All right, we're going for the finisher. I can't believe that we're not going to be able to do 32,000. Who says I don't have enough stacks? 72,000. More than his total HP. Okay. Woo. Woo. I was sweating that one. That was harder than the tournament. That cloud guy was way better. I still don't understand what he hit me with. That one really big cloud hit he got. He must have crit or something. And I need some more experience looking at those logs. Imagine losing in front of your lady friend. Oof. How dare you, you scum! Aime shrieks, unleashing a torrent of energy that falls upon the two thugs like a juggernaut from the heavens. When it clears, only smoking chunks of flesh is still my beating heart. Breathing heavily, she turns and stumbles to lean against you. That was unexpected. Thank you, Xiaoqi. +2 approval. What's a little casual murder between sworn siblings? Come on, let's go see what my father has to say for himself. Maybe we take a break before we go see your dad, huh? Turning, she slams open the door and steps inside. You follow her, only to stop dead. The building inside's been destroyed. Doors hanging from their hinges, papers strewn across the floor. Long blood stains splatter the walls, interspersed with burn marks and jagged rents. What the? Aimee says, her voice barely a whisper. What happened here? My father, the organization? How could they be? Come on, Xiaoqi, let's see if his office was upstairs. Together you race along the corridor and up the stairs, taking them two at a time. The scenes of devastation continue on the first floor. Not with a single room you pass being untouched. Whatever happened to this place, it was thorough. Shit, Aimee curses as she skids to a halt. Within a larger room at the end of the corridor, he's gone. The room is just destroyed as the rest. A large ornate desk that would have once dominated, lying broken in two pieces against the far wall. The bookshelves to either side simultaneously being torn down, and the books that would have once lined them torn to shreds. Is he dead? Aimee whispers, her voice low. There's no bodies anywhere in the building. That means someone got out at least. Yes, you're right. He's a tough bastard. He's not going to be an easy target to put in the ground. I'll go put some feelers out and see if I can find out what happened here. Gained quest Sins of the Father. Thank you, Xiaoqi. You are always there for me. I swear if you ever need anything in the future, I'll be there for you too. All right, well, that was an unexpected quest. That was totally unexpected. Pretty interesting. I have to say, the quests have been interesting enough and the characters seem all right. I mean, we haven't had that much dialogue with her or P-Lip or the other guy. I can't think of his name currently, but they've all been decently written, I have to say. Okay, but that is past our 3 hours mark there, so I am going to need to be calling it. As I mentioned, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream on Wednesday. I've got that remodel stuff starting and it may just not be feasible. That just means I'll work on some videos and other stuff, so not going to be wasted time, so no worries about that. Next time we'll have to check out our sect branch. We haven't even made it over there, so we still have a ton more to do. If you're not part of the Discord, I do an at everyone before I go live, so you won't miss it. I don't know what day we'll be back. If it's not Wednesday, it might be Sunday, it might be next Monday. I'm just gonna have to play it by ear until I get this stupid housework done and out of my way. Same thing goes for starting other content, so just kind of a little in the air. I do know for certain, hell or high water, Friday I should be back for Dominions at regular time. Hopefully it won't be a misery stream or anything, because that would suck. We're nearing the finish line. I want to be able to say that I never missed a single stream, so hopefully that will be the case on that one. I have to say, this is really holding my attention. I'm very impressed. There's a lot of content here for the like $10 that they're asking on Steam. So if this looks interesting to you, I definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you are a player and you haven't gone and given it a review, reviews help little games a ton. So consider doing that. That's something I really shamefully have not gotten around to, and I need to. So either way, been a ton of fun still. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying it. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream. That helps me and helps share out the content so other people can see it. If you're not currently a subscriber, I hope I've earned your subscription tonight. I'd love to have you back. And if you'd like to go above and beyond, you can always leave a super thanks on a video, join me live for a super chat, check out the Patreon or the YouTube membership. All that is super helpful and allows me to check out little games and weird games and share them out to people who may otherwise not be able to discover those. So thank you everyone for hanging out, being cool, and for the support. All right, guys, enjoy your week. Hopefully I will see you guys on Wednesday, but if not, I will hopefully see you on Friday. All right, Babble out.